Look, it's underneath. It's down here. I can pull it out because I was out and I hit myself in the face with it when I'm running around. It's right here. I got it on. See? There it is. There it is. It is on. It is on. I'm waiting to see what happens with it. Yeah, no, I can't thank you. It's so beautiful. Moldavite sterling silver. Look, it matches my nails, Ashley. Like my nails should go with it. How is everybody? And look, here's the rascal. There she is. That's her. Well, Lila's the rascal. Now the kitty's the rascal too. Yeah, hi everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi from Washington. Yeah, so weird. We had such strong wind this weekend that I got up on Saturday and I'm like, oh my, I know, isn't it beautiful? Jared, it's so cool, huh? Look at the Moldavite right here. And it's configured from sacred geometry. So, and then the Moldavite there matches my nails. Really, I only care that the crystals match my nails. I'm a Leo, so like they got to match my nails, all right? Anyway, it was so windy. It was so crazy windy. Hi, Long Island. There you go, Montana. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I love it. I just love it. I've been sleeping with it because I don't take it off, but when I'm running, I have to tuck it into my bra because that's how I chip my teeth to begin with. Not with this, with another necklace years ago, because they fly in my face. So, I have so much Moldavite like that I wear, and sometimes it hides from you. It definitely hides from you. Yeah, Tallulah's over there. There's her little ears. There she is. She's still licking, trying to get her stitches out, but I've told her not to. Yeah, Thule. She's so cute, but I told her no more biting those stitches out. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay, so weird. I've got to start. So I go out for dinner last night. Hi, Bobby. Oh, Bobby, I got all your texts today. Look, Bobby, look what Ashley sent. I've got to show the company again. I cannot pronounce it correctly, so I will show you the box. This is the box. This is the sacred geometry and the box. It's right here. And I cannot pronounce it because I'm crazy. I can't do it. Oh, Tracy. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Tracy must have an independent psychic fund knowing that I spend the money on the kitty. This kitty, she's going to have a little kitty trailer and everything. She's going to have a little kitty house, all of that. I'm building a commune, so y'all can come live with me. Bobby just sent me, no kidding, Tracy, I'm looking for acreage, land, nothing on it. So thank you so much. Inexpensive land, that's an oxymoron. But Bobby just sent me how to dig a well yourself. So being out of place, and I integrated them. So Bobby, yeah, I totally get what you're saying with the chakras. So Bobby sent me a thing on how to, there's Ontario, Canada, my people. She sent me a thing on how to do a well yourself rather than spending hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to dig down the well. Yeah, you'll be coming. No, I'm serious. I'm doing it. I'm getting I don't know, maybe 2 acres, 3 acres, whatever I can find. It's got to be in the mountains because, I'm one of the mountain people. Yeah, that's right. I said that. Anyway, this has got to be, no, me and Johnny, my friend Johnny, he's the one that redid our house, the floors and stuff. Anyway, I'll get Johnny to help me and he can build from the ground up. So anyway, Tracy, your money's being stashed away for that. So thank you so much for that. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to get chickens, my own chickens. Thank you, Eric. Wait, Eric. Oh no, I won't forget you and Ashley. Are you kidding me? No, I want chickens too. I met this lady in the post office and I don't remember her name. Anyway, I just remember talking to her because actually I was talking to Bobby on the phone, picking up something. This is like in October. Chickens need worms to eat. Fine, I'll get some worms. Anyway, she had remember that conversation, Bobby, we were talking about people that go down to Mexico for plastic surgery. They just walk across the border and stuff. Anyway, the woman in front of me, she's like, oh, I just got a tummy tuck. This was like October-ish. And so she was standing upright. She goes, oh, I just had it done 3 weeks ago. And she was like actually walking really good. I said, you're walking really good. she picked up this box and I heard chirping birds. So I was like looking around the post office for these birds. She ordered, yeah, yeah, remember? And the lady in the post office had the baby chicks that she ordered in from somewhere. These little baby chicks. So there were 6 of them. And they came in and the little chicks were all chirp, chirp, chirp. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm gonna do little baby chicks. That's what my friend Terry calls my hair when she bleaches it, little baby chick hair. But anyway, I'm going to get the baby chicks so I can have eggs. And then I'm going to plant, because sometimes up in the mountains, the dirt is not perfect. So you need like to build big kind of trellises, not trellises, big things to put the dirt in to grow the vegetables. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I know, right? The cute little chicks. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So here's my issue I had last night, y'all, before I start talking about dimensions. Here's what happened. So anyway, I went for dinner and I went to a particular restaurant and we made a reservation. So I made a reservation, right? Because like on the way to one place, we went left and went to another place. So we get there. We go in there quite a bit. We get there and the woman goes, do you have your card? Do you have your yellow star? You know what I'm talking about, your Vax card. No, she literally said that. Do you have your, and I look at her and I go, what? What did you say? And she says it again. I go, pardon? And she goes, do you have your Vax card? I'm like, fuck no. The whole restaurant can hear. I'm like, fuck no. I go, are you a Nazi? Have you heard of Hitler? Do you know what he did? No, really, seriously. I was just in there 2 weeks ago and they didn't ask for that. She goes, well, I'm so sorry. This is her. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have the Vax card. You know what? You're not the owner of the restaurant, but you should learn that maybe you're going to lose your job by being compliant, greedy people trying to keep their job. Our usual guy wasn't there, probably because he wouldn't go get the, you know what. And so anyway, I was just like, you know what happened in Nazi Germany? I go, are you calling me like Jewish? Are you going to put me in a camp over there? Are you going to exterminate me? Meanwhile, I'm getting pulled out of the restaurant. I'm like, no, that's what Hitler did. And people are like, you shouldn't really be yelling at the staff. And I'm like, actually, yes, I should, because what kind of fucking person, any fucking person, thinks they have a right to ask me what my medical stuff is? Really? What the fuck are you thinking? Are you really thinking that you should be asking me that? No. So anyway, that's what I said. I'm like, I need this to get in here. Like, do you have, again, because this woman, I mean, it's not her fault. I do understand that. I understand it. But whoever's asking me for my medical stuff, like get the owner of the restaurant to stand out there. The owner of the restaurant to stand out there and get him to ask me, because you're just his flunky and you're not making no shit money and you're trying to, I understand you're trying to pay your bills. I get it. But do you understand that you're going to lose your money because you're asking that? Anyway, so meanwhile, I'm getting, come on, let's go. And I'm like, oh, I can't. I got oh, homemade cough syrup. Tell me how to make that. So anyway, we go to another restaurant where my friend owns this restaurant. I'm not saying the name because I don't want anybody phoning up and whatever. Anyway, my friend owns it and she's lovely and it's a family restaurant. And she's fantastic. And really, she doesn't do this. And there's several restaurants that don't. And when the government just passed a law, she was telling us this at dinner, when the government just passed a law, they just passed it that government employees do not have to get the whatever in there, then why do I have to show paperwork to pay someone to cook my dinner? You hear what they're saying? I can cook myself. Like I actually cook really good. I don't cook fatty food though. So I bake really good. I do cook desserts really well, but I cook great stuff. I cook really well. And so I can cook myself, but sometimes I like to go out and you're going to stop me from eating in a restaurant. Like you're lucky I'm fucking paying you to cook dinner. Technically think about it, right? So bye-bye bitches. Anyway, so now I'll write them up on Yelp. Yes, I will. yes, I will. And I'm like, Why are you being a little drone? Do you have your card? No, I don't have my card. Are you a Nazi? Are you a Nazi? Are you a descendant of Hitler, or are you just literally Hitler? Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, in my friend's restaurant, she was saying that before, thank you so much. I tried. Oh, yeah, some people try. I know. I don't respond. I can't keep up with all the requests for everything. So I'm sorry. People try to get the emergency readings. I put that up there as like thinking people wouldn't want them because it costs so much more, but I'm not even going to do them anymore because I just can't keep up. So honestly, I'm too tired to keep reading around the clock all day long. I just can't do it. So that's what happened to that. So I'm going to ask Paul to take it off my website because I literally can't do it. So you can offer me any amount of money and I cannot do it quickly because I just can't do it. So when I open my website, and I'm not trying to be a bitch or a see you next Tuesday, a CUNT, I'm not trying to be that, but like, I just can't do it. There's too many and everybody wants emergency right away. And you know what? What if I can't deliver it and you paid that extra money? I don't even want to go down that. I don't want to be judged. So that's why I don't answer them. But I thought Paul took them off the website. So I'm going to have to get Paul to do it just because it's too stressful. That's the truth, truthfully. And then if people pay extra money, they're like, the bitch didn't read it right. She's a bitch. She's a this. I can't. So it shouldn't be up there. That's my fault. But I just don't answer and I don't take your money. So there's that. There's that. That's what I do. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's too much. It's too much for me at times. And I literally am not a good psychic anymore. So just know that. I'm good on some days, which is when I'll work, but it's not the same since Keith passed. But that's not the fucking point. Okay. That's not the point. The point is, and yeah, I just can't. Anyway, that's just besides the point. Anyhow, the point is so I'm sorry and thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for that. And my apologies because I have to get that off my website so nobody gets caught in that nonsense again. That's why I don't charge because I just don't want to take the extra money and I don't want to do it like that. So there's that. Thank you so much. I just don't want to do that. I can't mentally do that. Anyway, I have no thoughts on Tori Amos. But here's what, yeah, I sleep. I spent my kids' childhood sleeping around the clock, locked in bed with severe depression and all kinds of things, just because you pick up everyone's energy. So I have to really, whatever. And sometimes I get 100 emails. Can I have a reading? And so not that that's bad. It's just, actually, I don't read emails anymore. So people get mad. I don't read emails. So there's that. Because I just either you book or you don't, and that's fine. And if I have to email you because I've been late, then I will. But other than that, I can't. I can't. It's just, it's just done. Okay. God, why does that trigger me so much? It triggers me. It's always triggered me. I have been reading for 40 years. Okay. It triggers me. It's like, and then you go to a restaurant and John used to flip out at people because they'd be talking. He's like, why are you talking to them? I'm like, well, she's talking to me. She just wants our reading. And I'm like, okay. So it's just stressful. And I have like post-traumatic stress with it. Anyway, so after I left the restaurant with my vulgarity towards the poor woman at the door, which she's just doing her job and maybe she's just dumb or compliant or whatever, or ignorant to the fact that she should not be, asking that, because when you're asking that, you're saying that you have a right to see my card. And I don't know that the health department can legislate that, right? So I don't know that you can legislate me showing you a card when I don't know who the fuck you are. And then you can tell people I am either vaxxed or not. Like, do you want to see my vagina? Do you want to see my vagina? And don't answer that man out there. I'm being cheeky when I say that. Thank you, Bobby. I'm being cheeky. But like, do you want to see my vagina, my ass, my tits? What do you want? What else do you want to see? Because the way I look at it, I know, I'm sorry. The way that I look at it is, if I had to go to work in a restaurant, which I have done a lot I started working at a truck stop when I was 12, clearing plates. Okay, that's what I did. I had my first job at 12. Well, I worked, for family before, like, little kid here's some allowance money. But I started working, and I'll give my dad credit. He would get up at 4 a.m, drive me to this truck stop. My friend Carla worked on the other side of the street. Anyway, I worked at the truck stop, okay? So if I'm working at the truck stop and I'm 12 and I got to clear the plates off in the morning shift, right? That was my job, bus girl, person who cleared tables, whatever. Answered the phone, cleared the tables, did that stuff. If my boss at that time, and I don't even know who my boss is, if my boss at that time had asked me to suck his dick in order to get the 50, no, I think I made 85 cents an hour. Do you hear me? 85 cents. Thank you for that. Thank you. More Tallulah money. More Tallulah. Where is she? She's sleeping. She doesn't even know. If that truck stop owner had asked me, you know, give me a blowjob and this is what you have to do to earn a paycheck. If he had done that, like, that's what they're asking these waiters to do. It sounds ridiculous, but the waitress waiter is going to work to make tips on a very, very low wage. I don't even know if they used to give waiters less than minimum wage. Thank you for that. You have to read about Ashley's next. I don't know how to answer that. I am still reading everything. It balances the chakras and aligns your energy and blocks you from psychic attack and radiation poisoning, which is especially appropriate now with all the G going on. Anyway, this is the company, and I cannot pronounce it. So look right here. Here's the company. Yeah, and it protects. So you do not make money working at a restaurant other than your tips. And in the 90s, no, in the late 80s, the government got their little fingers into that. And then, you know, that's why I tip cash. I tip cash because it's not your boss's business what you get tipped by me. And you can lie and not pay out your tips because you make less money anyway, right? No, nobody can ask for medical records. So you're going to get called Hitler when you do that. And if you think I'm extreme, you're crazy. You are crazy if you think I'm extreme. Anyway, my friend, we went to her restaurant, had a fantastic dinner, okay? Fantastic. I just wanted to go out to the other end of town that was near where Keithy was because I like to go check on Keithy's area, see if I can see anything. Bobby knows what I'm talking about. So I sometimes eat out that way so I can go by Keith. That's just all. And check on a particular couple of houses. Not the point. Anyhow, she was telling me that last year she could have the homeless, because she has a huge chunk of property, right? She said last year she could have the homeless taken off of her property, especially when they use her side of her building to go number 2. Do you hear me? They go outside of her restaurant and they do number 2 on the side of the building. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, she said now the police don't come. They don't. No, seriously, she has to clean it up. She has to clean it up, or her staff. Every fucking day, some fucker comes and does this. And it gets to be a habit for them, or they feel comfortable there, you know, whatever. So I can't. Anyway, she says the police do nothing. They do nothing. She's not allowed to throw them off her property. I'm not even fucking joking about that. She's literally saying it. Then she's saying that Pelosi, you know, the drunk lady in San Francisco, the one that drinks like your crazy Aunt Margaret, the fucking alcoholic. Anyway, that bitch and the other bitches that thank you so much, thank you. And that bitch and everybody else who's in government, they have put a block up there so you can't go to their house and protest. Everybody should be protesting outside. You're right, cactus plants. Everybody should be protesting outside of the drunk aunt's house because of the way they let the city, but they don't stop it. And it is all over the city. I drive home past tent communities like nobody's business. It's horrific in Hollywood. It's horrific in Beverly Hills. It's horrific in Burbank. They are on the ground everywhere and no one is doing anything. So it's very, very interesting that they protect themselves while locking us down. It's going to backfire on them because, yeah, I mean, don't be ashamed. You're not doing it, Claire. You're not doing it. I know, the open borders. And that's another thing. Canada, call me Canada, my comrades in Canada, Canada shut their borders again to anybody who doesn't have the vax. Now, Biden just went through court, essential people coming into the U.S. So truck drivers, whoever. Yeah, home invasions. I had them before this was going on. We were home invasion twice in one day. Jason was held up at gunpoint. John was held up at gunpoint. They were held up with the guns to their head, and John actually tackled the guy, and the guy pulled the gun. Anyway, yeah, that's just California. That's nothing new. That happens all over. And that's just the way it is here. So, I mean, people, whatever. You grow up in gang violence. That's the reality. I'm not afraid. I got held up on Keith's funeral, the day after Keith's funeral, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, leaving John's house, my old house, on my street that I drive in and out, that my kids drive in and out, in the middle of gunfire between gangbangers across the street and some guy in front of me. And I almost got out of my car. I actually froze. I had a freeze response. I kind of ducked, but then I thought, maybe I don't care if they shoot me. Anyway, I thought the guy got shot in front of me, but really he was the one shooting at the 5 people across the street. That was on August 16th of 2020, just after Keith's memorial and service and all of that. And that was at 4 in the afternoon. And, my kids walked home late at night, 12 at night, midnight from their jobs, whatever. I told you, that's like a reality. That's a reality. But you got Aunt Nancy drunk as shit off her ass, and she's doing, that's why we left South America. Exactly. Well, this is now South America and North America and every America known to mankind. However, so they're doing that, but government employees do not have to be vaxxed. Why would I need a vax to go into a restaurant and eat fucking food that I'm paying you to cook at an overprice? So you need to fucking lose your restaurant. You literally need to lose your restaurant. No, there's never any safety. I mean, it's whatever. I don't care. Like, you have to walk your walk. And it would be nice if things were safe, and I'm going to talk about timelines in a second. It would be nice if things were safe, but all I can think of when I drive by the little elementary school, the kids that are like under 6th grade, like the baby kids from, kindergarten, 1st grade, all I can think about is the adult men driving the fancy cars, the Corvettes, the fucking, I got a Tesla. The drug dealer, little El Chapos in your community, handing the drugs down to their bitch kids working through the studios, etc. They think you don't know. They think you're a dumb bitch and you don't know shit because you're against drugs. Every single one of those kids is going to have those drugs thrown into their face by the time they're in 8th grade. Over half of them will have a lifelong habit of smoking pot, drinking, and doing bullshit because they think it's cool. The reality is the government wants you selling drugs because if you don't understand, oh, bitcho, yeah, if you don't understand that the government is doing that, you'll waste your life thinking that you need to get money, that you need to have 6 cars and houses and bullshit, when really they're stopping your power. Because the more sober you are, and believe me, I got mocked. My kids mocked me, family members mocked me for being sober. I've been nothing but mocked for being sober, okay? For being healthy, I am mocked. So if you're 400 pounds, you have diabetes, you smoke crack, whatever it is, the government will pay for your health insurance for free. But me, I get charged $500 a month quotes, which is why I do not have health insurance and why I do not care. I don't do anything. So they want your kids drunk and high. They want your kid. They do not want you healthy. They do not want you looking good. They do not want you exercising. That's the lie. It's reverse world. Think of it as upside down. My quotes for my health are, $500 a fucking month. My blood pressure is low. I did the whole, I paid, what did I pay? I literally paid out of pocket $1,300 to have carotid arteries, all of this stuff done. That's what it is without insurance. But if you add up $500 a month for 12 months, who cares? So I put the money aside. There's nothing wrong with me. Nothing. I mean, like literally nothing. So I don't get benefits from that. They tell you, be healthy, be healthy. No, they want your kids on drugs. That's what's going to happen. My Cobra, $1,700 a month. Yes. I mean, really? Yes, I'm wearing the Moldavite right now. It's right here. There it is. And it's upside down world. So I want everybody to understand that when you send your little kid to your private school, whether it be in Beverly Hills, Malibu, wherever, okay, either one of the parents of your kids is an addict and is going to encourage your kids. Nothing you say or do is going to change that. They're a fucking closet addict, okay? Or by 8th grade, somebody in your community, one of the businessmen in your community, one of them, okay, wears, a suit or maybe doesn't, wears khakis and goes surfing every morning, runs a Fortune 500 company, has a warehouse in downtown LA where they traffic and film kids. You know who I'm fucking talking about. Talking to the person who's watching this, spying on me. Anyway, these people are trafficking children, trafficking drugs, and they're doing all of that right under your noses. And then when your kid dies of a drug overdose, they're like, I'm so sorry. Meanwhile, they're the perpetrator of it. They're the parents that get their kids to send the drugs out and do that. And that's exactly what that is. And so you want to come after me, little El Chapos in Los Angeles? Fucking come after me. Anyway, that's what it is. Yeah, no, it's really how it works. So you think your neighbor cares about your kid? They don't. If they can sell your kid drugs, or here's a better thing. If they can put your kids in school, give them cocaine at a child's party when they're 12 or 13, like the stupid fucking asshole parent that said to me, you want some cocaine? Okay, listen, asshole, you're watching kids. Why don't you have a modicum of respect and decency to not corrupt somebody into the fucking hell that you live in, addict boy, with a lot of money? And so everybody goes, oh, but they have money. They're good. No, they're not. Demi Moore almost overdosed on whippets, as in, whatever that is, nitrous oxide. So what's that? She's got more money than anything. So she's doing whippets. Do you remember that? She's doing whippets. They're all on depression meds. Some of them are like 400 pounds. Louis Anderson. Whippets. Demi Moore almost died from whippets. I guess she probably shut her lungs down. I never forget, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to shut up. I don't know what got me going. It always gets me going. Anyway, when Jason and Keith were in school, one of Jason's friends, and I think Jason was 16, somebody in Jason's class, this kid had, what the hell was the kid's name? Y'all, and if any of Jason's kids are out there, his name was Carl. And his Instagram page or his Facebook page had him with a gas mask on because they're always sniffing the gas. Well, this kid was doing this all the time, okay? His poor mother had to bury him at 16 because he died from the nitrous oxide, doing whippets. He shut down, and the older kid that he was with, maybe he was 14 and the other kid was 16, didn't want to call the police because he didn't want to get him in trouble. Yeah. And I remember I did not know this kid. I knew him through my kids. But that shit happens all the time. So watch your kids, because this government wants to fuck your kids up. They're trying to inject them, make them sterile, and I don't care. I believe that. Stop injecting me with stuff. Don't inject me. Don't inject me. And watch your neighbors, because those that go after money in this society, the ones that are willing to do anything for money, suck dick, take a vaccine, whatever, for money, are the ones that are fucking selling drugs to your kids. So be very careful about that, because it's always someone's parent and they always think it's okay. Like the people that have the priests in their house all the time. Who do you think's molesting your kids, dumbass? You have the priests over for dinner because you feel special, because the priests sit down with you. They're fucking your children. That's why they're in your house, right in your face. And you give them all this respect and all this courtesy. They're in your face. Okay. Anyway, it is a spiritual war. Sorry, I had to say it. I'm over it now. I'm over it. Don't ask me for a card because I'm not frequenting your restaurant. No. And I'll open up a restaurant in my house for free. I'll barter. Cut my hair. Here's some steak. That's what I'll do. How about that? But that's how I feel about it. And if you want to get it, it's completely your right. But for Christ's sakes, do not legislate for me to do it. Do not legislate for me to do it. I have a real problem with it. And I feel like you're compliant if you're running around with a mask on that doesn't work. And I feel like you're compliant if you do it. And then this happened this morning. One last thing. I'm just telling you about my week. Thank you for listening. This happened this morning. So I'm in the car with a family member who shall remain nameless, but is the father of my children. He has to argue backwards about everything, okay? If I say the sky is blue, he's like, no, the sky is fucking green. Listen, bitch, you just said it was blue. I'm agreeing with you. So we're talking about it, and he's like, well, it's their free choice. It's America, and they have the freedom to run the business that they want to run. And I said, how is that freedom when the government is saying we will shut down your money, meaning you can't pay your mortgage, and you have to suck dick to make a paycheck. It's not free. We got into such a fucking fight. I was in the car and I'm like, I'm driving you home right now. So I whipped the car around and because I was going somewhere, I whipped the car around. I would have to drive 40 minutes out of my way to drive him back home, 40 minutes back. Suddenly I slammed the brakes on like this. And I'm like, you can take an Uber home, buddy. Take an Uber home. Anyway, we drove to our destination. I said, shh, like that. Anyway, I fucking almost went nuts on him. And I said, you're Hitler. And that's what I said to him. And he's like, well, it's free. I said, it's not free if the government is, no, I think I jacked my car up. It was wobbling to the left. Like I used to do that. It used to drive me so nuts. I would even be on the freeway and I'd have to slam the brakes on because I was going to punch him in the face. I was really young, like 25 when that shit happened. But he did it again to me. So I just said, don't say that. And then I said, just don't say that. But he has a card. So someone snuck off and got the thing in their arm. So then I'm like, that's why you're sick. That's why you're fucking sick. You're sick because of that. You did it. You're one of them. Anyway, I know. I just fucking went nuts. I literally almost threw him out of the car, 7 o'clock in the morning. Get the fuck out of the car. Get out. Anyway, I was gone 2 hours. I came back to the car and everything was fine. Yeah, that happens to me. Yeah. And he knows better. He's arguing the opposite of me just to, whatever. But he thinks it's okay. Here's the problem. He thinks it's okay. And there's a lot of people like him because they just want to continue on with their day-to-day life. And they just want to go into their restaurants. They just want to drink in their bars. They just want to go play pool. They just want to get their money. If you don't take a stand for something, you really stand for nothing. If you're willing to let the government tell you what to do to make a living, you stand for nothing. Sorry. Don't like me. And I'm not disrespecting anyone. That's how I feel. If you feel it's okay for yourself to do that, I disagree with you immensely. And the fucker should have taken an Uber home. But actually, yeah. Wait, no, it doesn't mean anything. Wait, what did you say? What did you say there? Hex doesn't mean you're not God. I don't know what that means. I think you mean the if you take it, whatever. I don't care if you shoot up heroin. Come on, y'all, shoot up heroin. You want to stick things in your arm? Why don't you fucking shoot up heroin? Why don't you shoot up beer? Why don't you just shoot up anything anyone says at a party? Here, take the shot. I mean, what? You don't even know what it's in it. They're not releasing the ingredients of what's in the shot until 2024. Why? Hello. What am I eating? Y'all check your labels on your food. Y'all vegan in California. You can't wear a fur because of PETA, but you won't check what they're putting in your body? Really? Really? Okay. Anyhow, I mean, Jesus Christ, please come back here. And that's a problem. So I have a problem with that. And I'm not just going to show a card, even if I have a fake card or a real card or whatever kind of card, just to comply. A lot of these people are doing that, and it makes the government think they're winning. And they're not. Do you think the people in Cuba wanted to make $4 an hour? I don't think they did. Do you think they wanted to work for 5 years to buy a car? I don't think they did. I think the government told them. What about Fat Boy in North Korea? You think those people like starving while that fat fuck runs around running their country with his rotund? And he has gout. He's like, what, 35? He has fucking gout. Because he's such a pig and his body's acidic. And where is that little fucker anyway? So do you think they like that? Do you think the Mexicans like being held up at gunpoint and having their kids taken and their heads cut off and whatever for money? This is what happens when you let them rule. They don't get to rule. And you know what? I won't frequent your business. You can't stop me from earning a living because I can become a hairdresser and cut people's hair behind the scenes, okay? So you will never stop me. If I get off of here, you're not going to stop me. You won't stop me. People want readings. They can come to my house, bring me food, or come to my curbside, whatever. So you're not going to stop me. And the fact that business owners, now that government employees don't have to do it, there's a problem with that. So I'm just trying to get people riled up because I'm taking action this year. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so calm down. Yeah, North Korea, a real place or soundstage? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Anyway, I just have a real problem with it. I just think it's disgusting. Anyhow, talking about the timelines closing, there's a lot of conversation going on the internet about, quantum jumping and getting the life you want and jumping into the dimension you want to get what you want. So they're basically talking about timeline changing and quantum physics in a sense that you can live the exact life you want if you start doing this, right? If you start doing this. Thank you for the super chats. Yeah, Australia, like Canada. Call me Australia. I mean, what? So stupid. Anyway, it's if you look on all of the apps, they talk about the quantum jumping and basically getting out of this timeline, the one you're in right now, and jumping into another one where you can manifest your love, your house, your car, your whatever, right? That's called quantum physics because time does not exist except on earth, and it's a satanic or Luciferian concept. The time, the monotony of like dumbing your life down to 24 hours a day, every 15 minutes, until you're 90 and then you drop off the planet, which can't come too soon. If they want to speed it up, let's do that. Let's hurry up on out of here. But nonetheless, they do that. The time is designed to pull your energy. Okay, so time. You get up at 6. You have to be at school at 8. Your mom has to get up at 4 to get you ready for work. So they have all of these restrictions on what you do. You go to bed at 10. You get up at 6, whatever it is. You go to work 9 to 5. They have everything orchestrated for you. It's a way of fucking pulling your energy down and grounding it and stomping on your free expression. So quantum physics is the belief system that time doesn't exist, which it doesn't. It exists here because this is a satanic planet. It exists here. However, when they use quantum jumping as, manifest whatever you want, I'm going to ask you to think about that because you want a new car, you want a new house. These are all things of greed still tapping you down to the material here, okay? We all want nice things. We all want a car. We want to go to Florida. We want to buy property. We want to go to England and blah, 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 drive on the wrong side of the road or the right side over there, whatever it is. This is what we want. We want to do nice things, but that's not the reality of this place. If you understand your strength and power as a human being, time ID, it's exactly what it is. They keep track location and people think it's I want a death card. Yeah, maybe we should get the vax. Maybe we'd be on out of here quicker. We all want to go to Florida, right? That's what I'm saying. Didn't OAC or ACO or whatever the fuck her name, Alexandria, whatever Cortez. If I see one more person on my Instagram going, she's brilliant. No, she's mentally ill. Anyhow, that woman, okay? Like that. Anyhow, the timeline that they're talking about, the reason when you go out of body and you are in the meditation of trying to jump, she's a doorknob. You're trying to jump into a different, maybe happier space. In order to do that, you really have to project yourself out of your physical body. And when you're listening to these online quantum jumping meditations, they're throwing you way the hell out of your body. But understand, the veil is so thin right now. I'm going to warn people a little bit that you need to go out with protection because when you go out of your body like this, where it is right now, they're going to suck you in a different direction. The veil is so thin. The astral and the physical are so thin. And the timelines are literally dimensionally clapping in on each other. They're crushing on, it's like making some kind of a sauce and folding it in. The outside of the sauce is being folded into the inside. Outside, inside, outside, inside. It's a huge problem. So we literally have to do, thank you for that. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's collapsing. So be very careful when you do these meditations. Go out with protection, okay? Literally, because when they're talking about you wanting your life the way it is, you're assuming that you were born onto this planet here, Earth, to get what you wanted. You're not born here to get what you wanted. This is not a planet of what you want. You may think it's what you want because you got a big house, you got a big career, you wear a suit, you drive a fucking whatever, Tesla, you don't have your hands on. I almost got run over by a guy pulling into a parking lot with his driverless thing on. Thanks, Bobby. Thank you so much. So you think this planet is here for you to be doing, you want the best money, the best life. That's part of what they lie to you about. That's the lie. That's the lie. Money is an energy. It should flow to you to get what you need. Okay, whatever it is you need. If your baby needs something, you should get the money for that. Obviously, it should be that way. But the fact that they have us, the lucid dreams are crazy because the veil is super thin. They should have us wishing for things that are of value. You keeping your job is not something to fucking wish for. It's ridiculous. I thought of God. Yeah, of God goes up. Yes, God does go up. God does go up. And so, yeah, no, it's a total distraction from our power. What did Tori Amos do that everybody's asking about this? I naturally astral project and have. And so it's a genetic thing. It's a lineage thing from your family. Like being hazel-eyed or blue-eyed or black-haired or naturally blonde. These are DNA structures, even though they like to say there is no DNA, there is no woman, there is no man, whatever. 17, trust the science as far as a vax is concerned, but not when it comes to gender. Don't trust it when it comes to gender. There's 17,000 different genders. Remember that. You are an eggplant. Okay, so that's a gender, and that should have its own bathroom. I can't use the dual bathrooms because I just think of men in the bathroom, and like as a woman, I can't. No, can't. Anyhow, when you're looking at the energy of wanting things, wanting to be hugely famous, wanting to be hugely successful, those are what they want you to focus on here because they want to bind your energy to bind other people's energy. Okay, that's what they want to do. So when you focus on that, you're actually focusing on loss energetically. Okay, you're focusing on loss. This planet is not for you to have, they pee on the floor, I know, drunk or sober, right? Anyway, this planet is not for you to have everything you want. You are not entitled here to have everything you want. And I heard, and you can pick your gender too. That's why I'm an eggplant. Hello. Anyway, I heard another thing where somebody was talking about, where is God when a child's getting abused, when someone dies, all of those things. This is not God's planet. God does not come here. We are here in another reason. When we cross over is when we live. We are dead here. So we're playing dead man's games here. You get a bunch of houses. That's nice. And so you make millions of dollars. So what? You think you're better? You're not. You're going to learn when you cross over. You're not. So yeah, I can't do the unisex things. So it's a real problem. I know. I just thought about eggplants. So now I'm a vibrator, right? Anyhow, take that back. Don't be texting me shit. Yeah, so it's a huge problem. I know, there it is. It's right there. Thank you. It's beautiful, isn't it? There's the Moldavite. There you go. Anyway, I know. It's like, whatever. I don't think it's going to get better here. I don't believe this is going to stop. I believe people have to fight back. Here's the problem with people fighting back. They won't do it. Why are they not doing it? And I'm doing it this year. You're going to hear about it, but I am doing it. I am going to do it myself. One person, and I'm literally just got a new vibrator. See, women don't need anything but a vibrator and coffee. This is about it. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, but anyway, when you're looking at the energy, don't be confused with these people that tell you to manifest anything you want. If you could manifest anything you want, then there wouldn't be dying children with cancer. Those parents will have prayed enough to manifest, and that's not happening, okay? Or manifest that their child won't die, or that they won't get a divorce, or, that they won't get cancer. They themselves won't get cancer. You can't have everything you want. You cannot manifest. Just look at Patsy Ramsey, John Benet Ramsey, which I did a video. That was a sacrifice. We all know it. Anyway, and I said it way before, and I got called crazy. Why would a father do that to his daughter? That's how they think. That's how they get their money. Anyhow, And it was the name, whoever I said it was, a friend of the dad. And it was a offering like this. But look at Patsy Ramsey, more money than God. Her child is murdered. She's like oblivious to it because she's programmed in a family raised like that. And there's no conscious understanding. She is living somewhere up here with what's going on down here. And she ends up with cancer that tortures her for the end of her life, okay? She ends up with that cancer. So she would have manifested anything she wanted, probably to get her daughter back and probably not to have cancer. I know they sold her out. I know what they did. It was so obvious to me when it happened. I could see. I mean, I can't. Anyway, they're from families who do this. This is part of their religion. Just look at it that way. I think it's weird with Jehovah Witnesses that they don't celebrate birthdays and have cakes. Like, I can't understand that, but that's their religion. So just to show you the extreme. Or with Mormons where they have 65 different wives, like sister wives, whatever religion that is. I can't understand that. I'm like, what is that? Like, no. Anyway, I mean, it might be good when you're sick of your husband and you get other women to fuck them and keep them off your back. That might be true. But anyway, my point is different religion. These people, Patsy Ramsey, the Ramseys, are in a different religion. They're in a different religion. And I wrote about it. That kid was porned out in video. And this is 4 years ago I said it. And that's what they do. No, don't say you can't win for losing. You don't know if you're winning or losing. This planet has us on lockdown. So when they talk about quantum physics and timeline jumping, you can do it, but not the way it's being presented. So they always leave out information, or the teachers who are teaching it are not familiar with the information, right? So they're not being given the whole information. Yeah, it's like a cult. It's like Jim Jones. Half the people in Guyana didn't want to drink the Kool-Aid. That's where drink the Kool-Aid comes from. Jim Jones in Guyana. That was a CIA operative thing. I mean, nobody's letting this guy go in the jungle. People are starving. He's fucking everybody's wife. But he was a little program lunatic. Understand, they set this shit up. In order to quantum jump the timeline, you actually have to run your energy above it so you can actually see it. If you can actually see it, then you can get in a different frame of mental space. If you are stuck focusing on it, then you see it for what it is. It pulls you back down. So your thoughts are the most important thing for that. And not your greedy thoughts like, I want to have 65 cars and be Jay Leno, who has a collection of cars. And for what? And who has a wife who's an astrologer, but doesn't get out there because it's the man's world. Do you know what I'm saying? His wife's an astrologer. We don't hear about that, do we? We don't hear her pushed out there. We just know it. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, my point is he's got a bazillion cars. And for what purpose? For an earthbound purpose. Seinfeld as well. Earthbound purpose. No one cares if you have 65 cars. Oh, good for you. There's kids starving, but you need to get another car. That's awesome that you have more cars than people eating. This, do you see? So they pull you down to aspire to that. That's not what you should aspire to be. I don't know if she's a man. I would say maybe an alcoholic, but I don't know of a man. Quickening of the energy is raising the breath. Quickening the energy is speeding it up so you can get out of this dimension like a airplane taking off from an airport. It revs its engine, right? And y'all been there on the tarmac where it's like this and then they let it go and it just, and it goes up in the air, right? So when you're looking at that, that's a quickening of energy. Oh, yeah. Okay. But anyway, that's not a judgment. It's a fact. You do not need $2 billion worth of cars. You don't need 400,000. He has more than that. Okay. Yeah. Blue topaz, suck my dick. That's my thing for the pranic breath. Exactly. To raise the breath. And it's not a judgment. It's an observation. If I'm judging you, I'm stopping you from being on here because you have those cars. No, I know but that's a fact. If you want something because you think you deserve to have more than little kids eating, then you're a fucktard, okay? You are a fucktard. Why isn't Jay Leno selling those cars and giving them to kids? Why is that? Why do we admire some? I'm not saying he's good or bad, and I have met him. on 3 separate occasions when I worked at NBC. I have met him, and he seems very nice. Interesting thing is, he had a bunch of kids come in when I was there, thinking back on it, on the same week that Superman died. So I've met a lot of the people I talk about. But it's the earthbound system and the sellout that you do in the beginning, which I happen to know behind the scenes stories. Doesn't mean he sold his soul. I just happen to know about the manager. I happen to know about stuff from people who were there at the time, simply because I'm in the proximity. So if you have that many cars, why are you not helping feeding homeless kids? Why do we keep this system? What's with Oprah? You think Oprah? Johnny Depp, 74, what was it? $74 million worth of houses. For what? There are starving children. There are kids that need all kinds of things. Why is that not being taken care of? And while we're on that topic, me being super judgy, why does Leonardo DiCaprio fly around the world in his private jet, leaving his footprint on everything, while telling you shouldn't drive a fucking car? You should wear a fig leaf and walk through your neighborhood. Ask yourself that. Those are facts. And if you're a whiny little bitch who can't handle facts, then you can't handle facts. I don't know if it's that full amount. It was something like 70,000. Anyway, my point is and I don't care what you think of me. Again, so don't sit there. And you're right. Get off my page, you judgy bitch. But besides that, and don't think everybody doesn't judge, because people do judge, or you would let your daughter date a homeless guy on the street, because you wouldn't be judging him for being homeless. You would be like, he has a good heart. My daughter should live on the street with him. So shut the fuck up. When it comes to your kids, you judge. You judge. Or the homeless guy would be your in-laws, okay? I mean, Jesus, what's wrong with people? Anyhow, oh my God. So stupid. People are so fucking stupid. Okay. Yeah. No soup for her. Go talk to the fucking soup Nazi, the soup Nazi. Anyway, long, boring story short, when you quicken the energy, you rise yourself above what is in your immediate environment. So like an airplane, that's how actually you will astral project too. You will go right out of your body, but you have to go quicker. Because the Earth's energy is very, oh, Jackie, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Generous, you guys. So generous. Thank you so much. Okay, porn addiction. All right, I'll talk about that in a second. Oh my God. All right. So truly, if you are going to quantumly jump into another timeline, then you are not going to be doing it. Thank you. I'm so grateful for all the super chats. Thank you so much. Jackie and Tracy. Overly generous. Overly generous. Thank you so, so much. If you're going to literally jump timelines, you're not going to be doing it from the perspective of manifesting what you want. Because what you want in a material, my hair is driving me insane. What you want in a material world is not how you jump a timeline, because wanting something, so I want a new car, I want that man over there, I want 2 houses, I want a vacation home in England. I do want a vacation home in England. Aside from that, but when you speak that way, you are grounding yourself here. You can't possibly manifest over there if you're grounding yourself here. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the energy of Earth is material. So in order to quantum jump into the life you want, you're saying you can only do it through material thought. And that's not how you do it. You raise above it, which means you understand yourself as a powerful energy being. If you understand yourself as a powerful energy being, then you understand, thank you for the super chat. If you understand yourself as a powerful being and you switch dimensions, then what you need will come to you. It's not a thought, because you're not climbing to get what you think you don't have. Because when you're in that mindset of trying to manifest something you don't have, you can't possibly manifest it because you don't have it. Anyway, your brain works that way. So when you don't worry about not having it, then you will get it, if that makes sense, because the flow is natural. When you focus on, I don't have enough money, I don't have love, I don't have soup in the kitchen, no soup for you. When you do that, okay, First of all, and I'm going to answer that. How do you talk to dead people? I'm going to answer that too. But when you're doing it, when you're jumping timelines, okay, now you can jump as a time traveler to this over here, this over there, like 1957 if you weren't born then, or 1923 or 1715 or 1585, whatever time frame, okay? You can jump, you can do time travel that way. But when you're talking about actually elevating the energy, you're not going to end up in the material world or quote the mundane world because it's mundane. You attract lack. That's exactly it. I wish I had this. Well, we all fucking wish we had something. Stop thinking that way. Start thinking inwardly about your own power, what you do have. What do you have? I understand if you have a new baby and you need to feed your baby, but you shouldn't be in a lack mentality with that. Our government encourages lack mentality. Take this shot or you don't get money. And everybody goes, oh my God, shoot me up. Now, what if I said that in a bar about heroin? What if I said, I need to give you a shot of heroin or you're not going to have a job? What would you all say to me? I don't understand the difference for something that's not fucking real, okay? I don't know what to say. I mean, no, I'm being serious though. Like it's quick pro quo. That's of this earth. That's not higher altruistic thought. That's not what that is. If you want to get the shot, get the shot. But for Christ's sakes, you better be out there picketing for my right not to get it. Okay? Not to get it. I do not want to get it. So you getting it, thinking that you're all good with your little vaccine because you can go into your pool hall, or it's like we were talking last night about somebody who walks to their favorite bar. They walk to their favorite bar. So they voted for the gas tax. And so one of my family members, the father of my children, said, what the fuck are you voting for the gas tax, you fucking moron? The gas is so high. You voted for it. You don't give a shit because you don't drive. But what about the truck drivers bringing your produce in? The beer drivers coming in with the loads to the bar, okay, every week. Their gas is tripled. So now your beer is going to go up, dumbass. So they don't see it. I don't understand why they don't see it, but because it doesn't affect him, he doesn't care. That's what's going on here, because they get their card and they can go into their job and they can go to their little venues and they can go to their fucking hairdresser, whatever it is. That's a problem because they think they don't care about me or you or whoever because they don't think it affects them. That's this planet, the level of selfishness and the level of greed. What about young kids trying to drive a car, go on a date with their girlfriend, and they have to fill up their car for $70 or some, because it's a secondhand car, because no one's going to buy them a brand new car because you can't get the new cars right now. So it's tripling gas. These poor little kids got to do it. But you fat fuck, you get to walk to a bar down the street because it doesn't bother you. You with your diabetes and your fucking club feet and your goddamn bad heart and your high blood pressure and all your medicine. Why are you even making this decision? Like, let the kids drive their car. You got to drive a car when you were young. How would you like your gas to be at almost $6 a gallon or whatever it is? So yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. Now, when people ask how to speak to the dead, this is a very good point. When we talk about the dead, I'm going to say speaking to the living because they're not dead when they cross over, okay? Well, no, he's got the big diabetic feet and all that. That's not my problem, but I will still support your right to do what you want to do. You need to support my right. Why is America not defending the right of people? Why are they not defending my right? And one more thing. Pelosi's nephew, you know who I mean, Gavin the weirdo, okay? One of my friends said she thought he had a facelift. Anyway, Gavin the weirdo. Let's all look and see if he had a facelift and let's heckle him on his Instagram. Anyway, that guy, he now made a bill or a law, an ordinance, whatever, saying that the vaxxed kids go over here and the unvaxxed go over here. So the black kids go over here and the white kids go over here. I don't care. I know you can't change your skin color. Stop segregating. Stop segregating. Just stop doing it. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And I know people can't change their skin color, so it's a probably a poor analogy because whatever color you're born, you're born. So like, I can't change my skin color. they can't change their skin color, whatever it is, but he's doing that. I mean, it's ridiculous. We ordered cat food. Okay, I am gonna have to look at that. Yeah. Garcetti's another one. Him and his bitch lover, his male lover. Oh, I'm sorry, he's married to a beard. That's what goes on in LA. These people stand up there and they're hypocrites and liars and they hide behind their fences. They don't live in the White House. And I'm gonna say this again. If you think a guy with a fucking horned hat got into the Capitol building on the January 6th, you're out of your fucking mind. You try to go get in the Capitol building. You yourself scale the wall like Spider-Man and try to get in there and see what happens to you. Right. So it's a planned inside organization, probably by drunk Nancy. That's about how goofy it looked. Okay. And when people are like, it's the worst thing ever on the news, they're like, it's the worst thing ever. I'm like, have you heard of Vietnam blowing up young men and taking their limbs and fucking blowing up a country and you accomplish nothing? Good job. But that day was 6 people climbing up a wall like Spider-Man, totally planned. You believe it. I know they let him in. It's just such crap. I know, Pelosi. Well, that's what they're doing. I mean, you try to do it. I want y'all to go to the Capitol building and try to get in there. I want you to just walk through like you own the place. Like, I own the place. I'm going in. You will get shot. I promise you. You will be shot. But this guy with this fucking weirdo crisis actor hat on is never going to get shot. Exactly. Aw, thank you. Yeah, that guy's never going to get shot. Anyway, when you talk about contacting the dead, in the Bible, people write me all the time. You're talking to demons, it's evil. Okay, first off the bat, that's because they assume there is only hell, purgatory, hell, earth, purgatory, and heaven. Okay, a lot of people are taught like that. When your relatives die, including my Keithy, they go through a dimensional change. You're not actually talking to the dead. They are alive elsewhere. They are just without the physical, and they can be in another physical body on the other side. So in order to start communicating with people who've passed on, if your body's set up for it, I truly believe it's like a gymnast who's double jointed. You are born with the ability through your family lineage. Not everybody is open to the veil, meaning their body chemistry is not always open to be able to do that. Sometimes they have it. So the way to do it is for literally a month before you go to sleep. Ask your guides, pray to God, and ask them to open you up so that you can talk to the dead. You have to let them know. Otherwise, it happens for you. And if you shut it down, they will go away. Yeah, you were born with mediumship abilities. That's right. You are born with it. You are born with it. Like Jason had it always. Jason was brilliant as a little kid. Jason had everything. That comes from my lineage and partially his father's lineage, okay? But Jason was brilliant, and he's very much stronger than me, but will deny it. And if you call him that, he will yell at you and say, I'm not like my mother. Because of the way people treat you. Keith had the ability, but in a different way. Okay, so Keith had it in a very different way. John has it. John can be spot on in a spooky way. Okay, John can be very spooky with it. So it does run through family lines. Psychic people, mediumship people, people who have mediumship abilities are never going to marry somebody who isn't into the psychic life. It can't happen. You're going to marry somebody with the lineage. It can't happen because you cannot conduct yourself in that way and not have a partner who's in tuned in the same way, even if they deny it. Okay, so they have it, but you are born with it. But for 30 days, for a month, thank you for that. For 30 days, right before you go to sleep, ask to see your dead grandmother. Ask your grandmother to come through. Ask your cousin, ask your child. Ask them to speak to you. Now understand, when they hit certain levels on the other side, that at times they cannot communicate with you, so it's a telepathy that comes through. There's a knowing of understanding about it. When I was, how old was I? 16 or 17, and my best friend died on a motorcycle accident. Should have absolutely taught me, my lesson. He was a professional rider, and he was 18 at the time. I did not know he died. I went looking for him. So I took, for you in Ontario, I took the GO bus. I took the subway to Finch, took the GO bus to Aurora, went to his house. This is before cell phones. So I felt something was wrong, but nobody had called me. Anyway, probably 3 days after he died, he literally came through to me, and he was in what I call his God body. The difference between a God body is they're transitioning, because it had been, yeah, Finch, yes, Finch Avenue in the Go Bus. I was always taking it up to Aurora, Newmarket, Keswick, and on we went. The Kawarthas, Peterborough, on and on and on. I mean, wherever. That was a different way. Anyhow, he came through in his God body. He came through my ceiling. Okay. I had to, at that time, shut my body down. So I went into like a nap, passed out on my body, like just nodded off. I stepped out of my physical body. That's how I used to get the information. I was super in tune as a young person. Anyway, he came in what's called his what I would say is his God body. He came in a glowing, sparkling robe. It was definitely him the way I knew him. And he came down and we had a conversation for 20 minutes. This I know because my boyfriend was watching me even though I was asleep. And he's like, you were doing this, but I was completely asleep. Anyway, I spoke to him and I can't remember the gist of most of that conversation, but he told me, you will be okay. This will be okay. You will be okay. So I know he was with God. I don't need someone telling me that that's not true. I was born with my abilities and I had them since I was born, like Jason did. That comes from the other side. So when people say that, when you speak to the others, all right, like the others that have passed out of their physical body, that you are evil or it's demonic. It's true. Demons do play on the in-between, and they will sometimes speak in your ears to distract you from other people, and they will say stupid shit to you, and sometimes they'll tell you lies psychically. That's why I went into astrology, because astrology seemed more scientific. But then I get lazy and I like the psychic work because it comes to you. But you are born this way. So to tell you that you're evil because of that is ridiculous, okay? Because you are born that way, or you're not born that way. I mean, people who don't want to do it, don't do it. There's people that don't want to do it. They don't fucking do it, but you are born that way. You are genetically predisposed to respond to your environment in this physical, mundane world. Thick, dense energy. Your veil is open. That's how you came through. So people can say what they want, but where the Bible is completely correct, or how they quote it, I haven't read it. I'm just going by the quotes I get in the hate mail. But where it is correct is when you talk to the dead. Now, what is dead? Let's look what dead is. We call it dead here. Oh my God, they died. And yes, when my son died, it blew my world up. My son transitioned out of here before I did, but he is not dead. What is dead? Dead is an absence of God. The soul has gone its separate way and is dead. So why do we fear death? It's natural. Nobody wants their child to die, okay? So I understand it, and it's fucked my head up big time. However, when they're saying don't talk to the dead, they're talking to those that are soulless, not in God's lineage, through the different dimensions, because it's just not true. They're not dead. They are living other lives. There are lives in between lives, and there are different dimensions. They are literally living them. You can call me crazy. You can call me whatever you want, but they are not. No, I haven't read the Bible. Absolutely no. I know what I know from my childhood. That's all I know. I know how I came in as a little kid. I knew the existence of God as a kid. Argument I had with my agnostic father from very early on. I knew it. That's me. That's who I am. That's what I know to be true. I don't need any book or non-book. I just know what I know, and I've always known it. So that's me. Now, maybe I'm wrong and I'm going to burn in hell. I guess we'll find out. But I don't have the absence of God. So when you're talking about speaking to the dead, those are the souls that have been tricked out of the physical and don't connect to the Christ consciousness. They have stepped away from God, or they're soulless, and therefore you are talking to the dead, and that is not good. But that's not what we're talking about. See, they've minced words. So when your people die, your grandmother dies, your uncle, your cousin, whoever, your son, your daughter, when they die, they have dropped the physical. They're not dead. That's what we call it here. They are actually living. We are dead here. The dead have no souls, correct. That's not your loved ones who are dying. No, do whatever you want with the quantum jumping, but be very careful what you're trying to manifest while you're doing it, because you're coming at it from an earthbound perspective. I want a house. I want another boyfriend. I want to be famous. I want to fly an airplane. I want 6 houses. I want to have a lot of money and be super cute. I want to have a really skinny toned body. You can do that through exercise, by the way. Anyway, when you're doing that, you're taking your quantum jumping, which is an elevated state of being, heightened energy, to a very low level. I want. That's not what it's about. How can I be of service, and how can I elevate myself to where I can see what it is I need to be doing? Not what do I want. What do I want is right here. Go rob somebody for what you want. I mean, that's the difference. In my opinion, just in my opinion. So when you're here, we're all like, oh, I want to have a happy Christmas. I want to have a nice house. I want to go here and buy a house. Don't go to Canada. The taxes are extreme. But anyway, when you want to connect to your higher self, that's a good point, James. You want to connect. You want to do that. I don't know who wrote the Bible. I'm not really up on biblical scholarship. I just know there's a God, and I know that God's not going to punish me for making me the way that I am. That much I do know. Or my Jason, or anybody else that can see psychic shit. When they talk about that, because, and this is just fucking me, but the three wise men followed the North Star. That's astrology. On the advice of a what? A prophet, medieval term for psychic. And they brought frankincense and myrrh and gems and crystals to the little baby Jesus. Yep, pretty much sounds like what we're doing. So why was that okay, but I'm going to burn in hell? And I'm not going to burn in hell because any human the Gnostics, exactly. But I mean, actually, when you talk to the dead, there needs to be another word. There's your relatives that have been born on the other side. And then there's the dead who've stepped away from the Christ consciousness or the God consciousness. That's different. That's without soul. That is running awry. That is stepped out. That's not the same. We're not wanting to talk to them. We are wanting to talk to those who've crossed over. That's the difference. Your people have stepped out. They've been reborn. Their, quote, death date is their birth date on the other side. That's what it is. That's what it is. So we miss them. I miss my son. Transition. That's what he did. He transitioned. It's a trip. Your birth is a transition. If you've given birth, and I did it at home, as you know, I talk ad nauseum about that. I did it with no drugs, no nothing. That little baby going down 6-inch, 8-inch, whatever it is, canal in your body, your vaginal canal, you literally can touch the baby's head. I did. I told you. The midwife told me with Jason, look, the baby's coming out, because I don't fucking believe her. I wanted to go shopping and get something to drink. You know, I'm like, no, I'm kidding. I want to go shopping and get something to eat. But I could touch my child's skull up my, hooch, his little hair right there. Like, she literally did that. So I wouldn't get out of the room and leave because this kid was not coming out. Anyway, when you watch that baby struggle to come out, that is a transition. He's going from in here, he's going from in the belly, and he's all happy, and he's in a happy, warm place, and he's swimming around, and he gets fed, all of that. And then he has to go this far. He has to go through a doorway. He can hear voices, go into the light. Sounds like hell, doesn't it? And he's going this far, from here to here. Jason was his little 9-pound plus body. Which you think. And what do they do when the baby's being born? They cut the oxygen off. So the baby's breath is stopped. What happens when you die? Your breath is stopped. Then you go through. That's what it is. So, yeah, I did see Keithy last. Birth's very traumatic. Very fucking traumatic. Even in a good birth, it's traumatic. It's a transition from A to B. Transition means movement. It's movement. So look at your loved one's death as a movement. It is a movement in a different direction. So when we're talking about, I tried to celebrate Keith's death. I tried to celebrate my son because my son had the guts to be born here and he left early, but I celebrate him here. I'm not going to cry all day. Well, C-sections are pretty fucking traumatic, aren't they? They cut through the mother. The mother's drugged and in pain, and they pull a baby out who's just coming out like, into the, I mean, that's traumatic. That's a transition. It doesn't really matter how you transition. Think about how you die. My son died in a violent motorcycle accident. Some people's sons died of cancer. Some grandparents die at age 90 and they cross over peacefully. You always hear that. And they were with family and they crossed over peacefully. Other people crash out of the sky in an airplane. 185 of them at a time. Group karma, down, boom. So it depends. That's a different kind of transition. But once you're out of the cesarean and in the world, you're somewhere good, hopefully. I mean, unless you're born to some crackhead or something. But for the most part, you're good, right? Yes, there you go. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you. So when we're talking about the other side, I'm talking that my son was born over there. He's in a different place. I do not know why I do not get him as clearly, but I did see him the other day at my house at the top of the stairs after I left John. Came back from I'm not anti-abortion, no. No, I'm not anti anything, really. I just know what I'm going to do for me, and you can do what you want for you. If someone wants an abortion, being anti-abortion is ridiculous. If they need to do that, they need to do it. What do you want, a baby to be adopted into a weirdo family that isn't their gene pool? Don't yell, I'm adopted. I'm just asking. Because when you look at it, when you look at abortion, I mean, that's been going on for years. I guess that's, up to the person's choice. I'm not for late-term abortion in any way whatsoever. So, in that sense. But anyway, I saw Keith at the top of the stairs when I dropped John off from the doctor last week. So I saw Keithy at the top. So just like I saw Jimmy before he came for Keith, I saw Keith, and he just flashed like that. So somebody going to be leaving soon. Hopefully the ticket is, I'm out of here. But anyway, that's what I felt at the time. Somebody's leaving soon. I don't know who it is, and I didn't know when it was going to be Keith. So I just knew Jimmy came, and I saw him. I knew he was coming. I knew that with Keith. So that's what I saw. So Keith will cross somebody over. But when it comes to abortion, okay, again, you're killing a physical being, a body, or in utero. You're killing that. You cannot kill one of God's because the soul continues to go on. So you can't kill them. However, I really, truly, I'm not necessarily for adoption. And if you have an abortion, you should forgive yourself because you've already done it. And I guess you will find out what the meaning behind it was when you cross over. So yeah, I didn't say I'm anti-vax. I said I'm not going to do it to myself. I don't put anything in my body. I'm extremely healthy. I don't need your medical from the government. Since when is Bill Gates my fucking doctor? Is Bill Gates my doctor? Hello, Bill. You my fucking doctor? No, you're not my doctor. Is the government that old guy in office, the guy that was drunk driving when his wife and child died? Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody else did that. He wasn't there. Anyway, is that guy my doctor? No. Does he even live at the level that I live of exercise and health? And does he have that, or is he on a bunch of meds? I mean, whatever. Okay, yeah. No, I'm just saying, these people, the government is not my doctor. So, yeah, because they know the kids are special. Oh, well, what happens with anything? Let's just look at it in terms of drugs. Oh, of course he has dementia, and his wife should be bitch slapped for putting him out there, but it's probably Obama that shoved him out there. Yep. Barack Hussein Obama. Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, Barack Hussein Obama. Oh my God, it's all the same. It's a word game. It's a word salad. It's fuckery. Okay, thank you. He died. Wait, I have to read that. He died alone. Oh, see? Yeah. Well, see what happened. Thank you for the super chat. What happens with that? He's miserable over here because this place here is fucking hell. There's babies being raped, stolen, and kidnapped and trafficked. And there's fat Oprah with $16 million, bazillion, $500 million, traveling around with Geff and Julia Roberts. What's her name? The drunk one. I always forget it. Oh my God, the drunk newscaster, the cute one, the blonde one, the tall one, her and Gail's son, and they're all traveling around with a bunch of money. Meanwhile, there's people begging for food. What's that about? Yeah, anyway. Diane Sawyer, thank you. That's the drunk one. She shall now be known as the drunk one. If you are sane in this society, something is wrong with you. Oh my God, yeah, no, definitely. Alcoholism and all of that. Thank you. Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn. Oh my God. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Yes, I will in 1 second. Yeah, Diana, look, I'm itching under my bra. Oh my God. Timelands, let me finish with that, but let me make sure I get that in my head because Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn. Okay, I'll explain that in a second. When the timelines crash into each other, it means that they're speeding up. So if you're going to live to be 85 and I'm going to live to be 75 and they were going to live to be 20, it means they've cut the timeline in half and they're crashing it together. So you'll probably leave at 10. Somebody will leave at 40 and somebody will leave at 50 and it wasn't even supposed to be that way. Aw, thank you. Thank you for that. So that's actually what the timeline is. They're squishing it together before we realize what's going on. And a lot of us are crossing out because of it. But it is a spiritual war. So it's more important for them to fuck with us. Okay, so somebody asked me loaded eighth house. Let's look at the eighth house. Saturn in the eighth house. Welcome to the club. I have it. That's usually a childhood of sexual abuse. Sorry, I got to say it. It's some sort of traumatic abuse. And what did you say? Uranus and Neptune. So Uranus and Neptune, that's interesting in the eighth house next to Saturn, because that first of all, basically that can be mediumship ability. Uranus can be unexplained circumstances, like your alien abduction, those kind of things. Things that you can't explain. Neptune in there can be an addiction to sex, but with Saturn there, it's probably confusion of the sexual energy and the mysteries of life, what goes on underneath the current, what happens underneath everything else. So it probably has to do with that. When you have Uranus in the eighth, that can also actually really step up the pace of growing in a spiritual way. Because remember, Saturn and Uranus, Saturn and Uranus, not Uranus. Okay, bad joke. I'm so sick of hearing that. Anyway, Saturn and Uranus, they run systematically. Freedom, restraint, freedom, restraint, freedom, restraint. So when you have those two in the same house, I'm a sex addict, I'm a virgin. Okay, so freedom, restraint, freedom, restraint. Also, you can win money with that Uranus next to Saturn. It can free your Saturn up and it can open it up so that you can experience things a lot quicker. So you can go through cathartic changes quicker than most. The problem is the Neptune. Okay, so the Neptune brings in the spiritual component. I live in the perspective of spirit. So what is the perspective of spirit? It's spiritual potential, but we're on earth. So nobody lives up to their potential here because we're flawed just in the existence that we come here for some fucking reason. Anyway, kidnapped here, reincarnated kidnapped. Anyway, the Neptune in the eighth can make you in the sex industry. It can make you confused about sex. It can bring spiritual ideation that you don't understand. So being born into a family where half the family practices atheism and the other half of the family is strict Pentecostal, Bible Belt, whatever. And you have to break free of that in order to open yourself up. So it can happen that way. It can mean sex with older people because of Saturn in there, which is exactly what it does mean. And it can mean a lot of other things. Yeah, you are immune to COVID now. So it can mean a lot of those things. So you have to watch, maybe you watch with the Neptune there, what kind of belief systems you have, because it's going to open you right up to the other side. But Saturn will restrain it and then Uranus will pop it open. So sudden, unexpected psychic experiences. That's what it can actually happen. That's what can happen from it. Saturn in the eighth is difficult. It teaches you all the lessons of sex, drugs, money, trauma, unhealed manipulation, however you want to word that. That's what it does. In my opinion. Yeah. Is there such a thing as luck? Yeah, I believe there is luck. Sudden, unexpected events that happen that one can refer to as luck. Is it really lucky or is it not lucky? I don't know. So anyway, with Saturn in the eighth, you're probably dealing with early childhood trauma that you maybe don't understand. Hypnosis is a dicey thing for you. Do you go in and out of hypnosis? Maybe, maybe not. I might not do it with Neptune in the eighth because it might take you right the hell out of your body. So I would do that. Let's see, what does it mean? Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, and North Node in retrograde. Any planets in North Node, the nodes are retrograde because they're going backwards. But anything in a retrograde planet, any planets in retrograde, meaning the lesson of the planet is being revisited intensely so you never have to do it again. Okay. So it is being revisited so you don't need to go back over it again. So I'm going to say that. So hopefully that answered your question. Wait, what? Brianna, hopefully that answered your question. But those are the issues. And Saturn in the 8th, I mean, I'm born with Saturn in the 8th as well. You know, it is what it is. Love affairs with the people of an age difference, most likely older, depending on the sign that it's in. Obviously, it depends. I mean, it's going to change with the signs. Uranus, really unexpected other people's money, be a money manager, lottery winner. Neptune there, you got to watch your drugs, your sex habits. You got to watch what religions you go into or whatever, belief systems might be a better way to put it. Would make you a good astrologer though, actually. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Got to watch your taxes too, because you may get a big lump of money and then have to pay a big lump of taxes. Okay, so I want to talk about Meatloaf and what's his name? Louis Anderson. First of all, Louis Anderson. Okay, people like Louis Anderson, and I have no clue. I just don't know anything about him really. I don't watch. Meatloaf, I know about. Okay, Meatloaf. Thank you for the super chat. Meatloaf, I know about. Let me just. You guys don't send me any more asking me astrology questions right now. Intercepted nodes. I have North Node Aquarius in the first house. Intercepted. Oh my God. Why is this not going back? Okay. Interceptions in the chart means that the energy is focused on what is missing from the chart. Interception means Aries, Taurus, Gemini. So Taurus, if it's removed from the house cusp, it is intercepted between the two. So the focus is on the Taurus. Interceptions are where the strongest focus is, and it pulls your energy into those issues. If the North Node is there, then on the other side are the intercepts as well. So the intercepts on the other side are going to be the focal point. So what you're struggling with is South Node, North Node. So that's how I would word it. Okay, Meatloaf. Loved by the, what was that? Paradise by the Dashboard Light. What was that song? I can't remember. Anyway, 1970s. La, 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 la. Meatloaf was 74. He lived a good life. He had health problems. They're going to say he died of COVID, but he was overweight. He had some health problems and he died. My guess is he didn't die of COVID. He died of his other health problems. But Louis Anderson, I didn't know what Louis Anderson was or wasn't, okay? But what I can tell you when I look at him is I see an addicted person, a very addicted person who was paid cheeseburgers in paradise, who was paid a lot of money for being a comedian. Yeah, I knew he was a comedian who was paid a lot of money for doing his work while we were watching an addiction. No, I don't think he died with COVID. The family says he doesn't, Meatloaf, and I don't think he... They said they called him Meatloaf because when he was born, his dad said he looks like meat. I don't know what that means, but that does sound like something a man would say, a drunk man, perhaps. Yeah, Jason, call your mother for fuck's sakes. That does... Yeah, I don't believe he had the COVID, but I do believe he had health issues, right? Cheeseburgers by the Paradise. I know. He was a good entertainer and a good singer, but you know... I'm sorry, you just know. I mean, if they're on magazine covers doing this and this and this and this, I mean, you just know. You just know what you know. So go ahead and do your stupid fucking hand gestures. They think they're doing stuff and you don't know, but any occultist knows the hand gestures and maybe they choose to fucking ignore what they're doing and send the energy back on them, because for as much as there's Luciferian occultists or black magic art people, some of us people who are with God send shit like that back. So go ahead and do your hand gestures in her face. Go ahead and do your spells. Go ahead and do that shit. I'm sending it right back to you. So you do whatever you got to do, and I'm going to do what I had to do to protect myself. So good luck with that. So they think you're stupid. They do all their hand gestures on stage and they, you know, like this. I mean, okay, just stop. Just stop, right? I know. Muse sleeping over there. Like, just stop with your bullshit. It's like your 5-year-olds. Like you're like MS-13 with your fucked up hands gestures. Like, do you not get crippled arthritis with your fucking hand gestures, you bunch of idiots? Like, you think no one knows what they mean? It takes a bunch of fifth graders to know what they mean, okay? For God's sakes. Anyway, where's the meatloaf? I know. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. But anyway, Meatloaf died, but he's 74. So, you know, and Louis Anderson, I think, was, how old was he? 60 something? It's common knowledge. Like, it's boring, but it was common knowledge back then to me that Satanists and pedophiles ruled the world. That was very obvious to me as a child, and that there were snuff films. These are things that I had in my consciousness as a small child. So I was aware that men looked at kids for sex. I was aware of that at a very young age, partially due to my upbringing with men in suits. Men in big positions of power with a lot of money love little girls and boys. I had boy children. 68. See, that's long too. I had boy children because I didn't want them to get raped. So I thought if I had a girl child, they get raped. Then I realized they go after boys worse. So I was really fearful of having a girl child. That's true. I said, I want boys. I must have boys because men fuck little girls, and they do. That makes sense to me. But then when I had my boys and I realized that there's way more men in business suits that prefer little boys, way more men. Yeah, that's right. Your men in the neighborhood, they love, and this is just an FYI, any fucking woman out there, they do love boys. They love boys more. I watch them. Boys Town. It's all, the whole world. There's more. I can't. I just can't. I must shut up before I offend every man on here, and I don't mean to. It's just my experience in the world. And then you have these fucking men like James Woods. What is he, 65? 65, 66, and he got to date a 20-year-old. Because why? Because he's so fucking attractive at 69, 70, whatever it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm just saying when you throw money, I feel like, when's the best time to ask you? No, it's fine if you ask astrology questions, but when you throw money at me, I feel like I have to focus on it. And if I don't, then I feel like you got ripped off. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's a problem. Just like that. I just said for now, stop. But anyway, my point is, from my experience, I understand. I'm going to look up Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson looked very ill to me a lot, and why they kept employing him, like what was eating at his soul that made him look like that. Anyway, when these men get older, and again, I married a much older man, but it seems like men love doing that. They're like, you know what? Fuck you, women my own age. And they'll always deny it. But the truth is, if you have a huge age difference between a man and a woman, what you have is a man that can't get along with his own age group of women, or he wants to fuck his daughter, one or the other. That's what you have. I'm sorry, my opinion. Having lived through an age difference marriage, it makes me question the man that goes after the much younger woman, because I'm like, what's wrong with you? Do you want to fuck someone's daughter or your own daughter? In fact, James Woods did date his daughter's best friend. Yeah, he was like 500 pounds. No shocker. I know when people go, oh, but he still lived a long time. I mean, but what on God's earth? Let's see. He died at 68. That's, a long time. I guess he's okay. I mean, but he was killing himself. Like, what was he doing behind the scenes? What happened to him? Yeah, I know what James Woods is. That does not fucking surprise me. What happened with Louis Anderson? Let's see. When was he born? March 24th. Louis Anderson was in Aries. And I know. I'm sorry, I'm really blunt about childhood sexual abuse, but that's the truth. That's the fucking truth. Clown syndrome, good like Fatty Arbuckle all the way down. That's the truth of my life. So I'm out and open with it. This is why I ran away from home. I'm not going to apologize for it. I told everybody in the family, no one listened to me. They said, oh, we were concerned for you. People said, oh, we knew you'd run away. So they left it up to me, the child, 13, 2 months out of my 13th year, to run away from home, to get away from my family. Thank you all for your support. Adult people who don't want to mention it because, it's probably happening in their minds too. Yeah, most men, I haven't met men that don't, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. But most of the men I know from my life experience go much younger. And even when they get way old, they're like, yeah, I like the younger. Stop fucking doing that. It's misogynistic and you're perverted. Like, I know you think you're 20 in your head, but fucking deal with a woman your own age within probably 8 years or whatever, so that you can see what you're like, because you're no better than that. This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying. And they always call the young woman, she's a gold digger. What about her youth? What about her beauty? What about her uterus? Is she a gold digger, or does she have a uterus to give you children? Is she good looking? Is she good looking? You just think your money matters? It's such a crock of shit. The truth is, they're probably addicted. They're probably narcissistic. They want to fuck their daughters. They're gay, closeted. Tony Curtis and his women. Hello, gay man. Anyway, they want to do that, or they can't get along with their own age group. Sorry, my opinion. That's my opinion. If I offend anybody, I meant to do it. That's right. Okay. Anyway, that's my experience with it. Okay. But Louis Anderson was an Aries, he was born in St. Paul, Minneapolis. He died in Las Vegas. Now let's look up Meatloaf. Let's look up Meatloaf. The Loaf. Let's look him up. Okay, did you see? No, I didn't see Ariana's interview. When I was on Kelly Clarkson, October... Wait, let me get Meatloaf's birthday, and I'll tell you that story, because Arlene knows the truth of that story. Okay, Michael Lee Ade, I guess was his name. Let's see. He's a Libra. So he's a Libra. They're all in that cardinal square. Aries got to watch it when Mars goes retrograde. Y'all got to watch it. It's going to be fuckery for Aries coming up. Aries rising, Aries moon, Aries sun. So y'all going to take it. Let's see. Did he have children? See, why are they not mentioning? Oh, yeah, he had children. No, those are his spouses. Anyway, he died and he was like 74. So that's perfectly like normal. You don't want him to die. You don't want him to die, obviously. Why would you want that, right? Exactly. Okay, wait, what were we talking about? I was going to answer something. I forget what I was saying. Anyway, no, Aries. No, it's just my opinion. And I'm telling you, this is what I get from Johnny. He's like, I married you because I love you. I said, you wouldn't have if I was fat and ugly, have fucking married somebody 20 and a half years younger than you. You wouldn't have married me unless I was like adoring of you. Although I will admit I was argumentative at the time. But anyway, that was just, I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And men, if you're older, now granted, John was in his 40s when I met him. 42 and I was 21. So that's really, really young. And you're not equipped with that kind of an age difference, even though I was told I was more worldly than him. Oh yeah, Kelly Clarkson. I wasn't more worldly, even though I was a stripper. I was a child that came out of a house and ran away. Didn't even know how to write a check. Okay. But I still got myself where I got myself without taking any money from men. Well, other than work, which I was working for it. So like if you suck dick and you get paid, you're working for it. I didn't just marry them and take their money. Anyhow, when I was a baby, so I was not worldly, regardless of whether I was a stripper or not. That's a way of calling you a whore in a different way. I'm still not a whore. Okay, so if you call me a whore, I'm going to charge you a lot of money. And you're not going to get any service. All right. So I was on Kelly Clarkson. I had to dress up like I Dream a Genie. Okay. I had to dress up like I Dream a Genie. And I was on Kelly Clarkson. It would be 2019, somewhere like a 28th of October. Okay. Obviously, I was too young for him. He has a daughter older than me. So my question again, did you want to fuck your daughter? I know people don't like me talking that way, but that's how I feel about it. Sorry. The women who do it, there's a problem with them. Madonna, you think Madonna's fucking normal? Is Madonna fucking normal? I don't think Madonna's normal. Anyway, I'm driving onto the Kelly Clarkson show. So I'm talking to Arlene on the phone. And I'm like, I'm going to go do Kelly Clarkson's show. So I'm in the audience. They call me up. I'm dressed like I Dream a Genie. The girl from The Office was there. And she's like my age. But she was a total... see you next Tuesday, because I had to just read her on the spot. I didn't even know she was going to be there, whatever. Anyhow, you know, the redheaded, she was kind of a snarky. She literally turned her body like this. Again, ladies, when you go on a TV show and they put you on the end, they want you to look fat. You know what I'm saying? That's right. They want you to look fat. So she's there and Kelly's over there. Anyway, Kelly was super nice. So I had to read Kelly's palms. Meanwhile, I'm just reading psychically, but I'm talking about her palms and I'm doing that. Anyhow, I can see she's getting a divorce. You can ask Arlene this. So I come off the set, I come out of the studio, I call Arlene, and Arlene's like, what did you tell her? I said, oh, I told her she was going to get along good and have another baby, right? And Arlene's like, well, what did you really see? And I'm like, she was going to get divorced. I go, I can't say that on camera. Her husband's in the fucking, that's the problem with psychics. I literally saw her getting a divorce, okay? Literally saw her getting a divorce. Her husband's back there with the lighting up in the, he's the producer. So I go to Arlene, what was I going to do? Say on national TV, bitch, you're getting a divorce. So I made up something that made me look like a shitty psychic, but Arlene knows the truth because I got right. No, Kelly's a no, she was a believer. I was reading her palm. But anyway, that's how they set it up. They don't want you to be, quote, a psychic or whatever. So you go on as, I've gone on as everything. Trust me, I'm just reading psychic, okay? Anyhow, when I read the woman from the office, Kate somebody, she goes, oh, you could have read that or some stupid ass thing. And I was like, but I didn't. The hair they put on me, I had this short hair and they put the I Dream a Genie thing was just so fucking too much, right? I thought I was going to like fall over. Anyway, I was dressed half naked. So there I was 2 years ago in a I Dream a Genie outfit with just a little crotch thing and just my legs showing. Bare ass naked. Yeah. See-through naked. So in my 50s, I walked out on stage in front of people wearing a very see-through outfit. Anyway, I did see Kelly getting a divorce. I could hear it while I was talking to her. She was talking away and I was just talking about other stuff, but I was like, she's getting a divorce. So I get on the phone with Arlene. I'm like, hey, Arlene, guess what? And Arlene's like, did you tell her? No, I didn't tell her. Do you know? Oh, hey, on your happy TV show, let me get the whole show shut down and my whole part kicked off and then never get on another show. Kelly, you're getting a fucking divorce. No, I'm not going to say that. What? No. But I did get it. So just so you know, but that sounds crazy. If Arlene's one of my friends. So she's one of my good friends. So anyway, I was talking to her because she loves to ask me, what did you get? Because I'll call her before I'm doing the show and then I'll call her on the way out. So I did call her on the way out and I said, that bitch is getting divorced. And sure as shit, she did. But her husband was staring at me because he's the producer through the box that I'm staring. Well, he's actually to the right. We were here and her husband was to the right. So I was like, nah, I'll tell her she's going to have another baby. That works for me. That works for me. That's what I said. So I couldn't really say that. But it was interesting because I was in the audience and I know Ariana, anyway, your thoughts are correct. Did you tell Kelly? No, I didn't get near her after the show. They had the dancers on and they sang the Upside Down World. That should give you a hint. Everything they do on TV is designed, to interject satanic shit into your brain. And the people in the audience were a trip. I was talking to these people and they were so like, oh my God, it's a TV show. And like this. What? I was like, whatever. Anyway, they sang the Upside Down World or whatever. So I was like cracking up laughing. Okay, cracking up. You can probably Google it. It wasn't an interview. I was just doing stupid shit. But honestly, I got she was divorcing and I have proof. And I'll make the proof come on my show to tell you I actually said it to her. That's why I call Arlene, Deanna. I have people I call and they know what I say because you cannot always say it in public. You can't, they were googly-eyed, they were. You can't always say it in public because you will, whatever. Anyway, and the reason the one from The Office, she didn't like it is because they think you're reading them, which I can read your ass, but do I fucking want to read your ass? Like, what do you think I do? Oh my God, I'm at dinner in a restaurant. Let me read everybody in the room. I don't care. Like, I don't care what you do. Anyway, Regina, what's her name? Yeah, what's her name? The one whose son just died. Understand when they commit suicide, that's murder from the other side. Those are demons talking in their head. Human beings do not commit suicide. Yeah, suicide. Oh yeah, it could be a murder, a separate murder from another human being. I don't really know who Regina King is. Maybe I've seen her. I'm familiar. I mean, she looks familiar, but I can't remember why. Anyway, if she got in the industry, hi, Mindy, thank you for that. My thoughts on Oprah is she's a high witch, a Satanist, and a person who should not be running Weight Watchers because it ain't working, okay? And she's telling you what to do, but she doesn't do it. So she's what we call a hypocrite. Have no idea if Wendy Williams is a man. No idea. Pretty sure Howard Stern isn't a woman, though, just in case we're doing that. Higher Learning. Yeah, I never watched those movies, so I don't know. I stopped going to movies 20 years ago because I got really offended by movies. Like, I was just like, I can't fucking listen to this shit. Anyway, Regina King, if I were to look at it, you know, if you're in the industry and you do something over here, you can't guarantee if your kids are going to be pushed up there energetically or not, right? Now, Oprah just bothers me on so many levels. Yeah, they want all kinds of things. Yeah, Adele probably. I mean, Adele fucking skyrocketed to fame and she doesn't look the same. Neither does Kelly Osbourne look the same. They don't look the same. So I don't know why they don't look the same, but they don't look the same. I think Adele lost a shit ton of weight. I don't know what happened with Kelly, but maybe she had that surgery. Like her jaw looks totally different. Or sometimes I've seen people with like baby faces and they're bulimic. So they're, you know, people can be bulimic and their jaws can be very, very like, you know, like this, strange, bloaty because they have, bulimia. So it can really swell that area. So it can be something like that. It's not necessarily that Adele has Saturn. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would tattoo the planet Saturn on their wrist, unless she's a Capricorn. Let's look up Adele's birthday. If she's a Capricorn, Saturn's her really planet. So maybe she's taunting the astrology, right? I'm just going to look up her birthday. I do not know what Adele is. This computer pisses me off, Adele. Let's see what Adele's birthday is. Adele. Okay. Okay, little Adele. What's your birthday? Let's see. Nope, she's a Taurus. And she's 33. She's a Taurus. So therefore, I can only think a Capricorn would get Saturn put on their arm. I mean, Saturn is like, why would you do that? But I don't know. She's got a great voice. But here's something John said to me, which made me think. John made me think because he said maybe some of those bands are your favorite fucking bands because they are sold out. And maybe that's what makes them really good at what they do. Ponytail, facelift, fox brow, brow lift. Okay, who are we talking about? Kelly Osbourne or Adele? Yeah, I don't like those fox eye things. Like, you could probably put, like, tape here. I don't know if you want to cut your eyes like that. That wigs me out. Anything around the eyes wigs me out. Just in case it goes down and then you've cut a piece out. Like, do you let the stitch out and then what happens? Do you have droopy, sad eyes? I don't know. But anyway, when John said that, it made sense to me because... What if your ability was okay, but because you sold out, you become, you know, attractive to the audience by your music, even if it's not the best music, right? So I don't know. But everybody's looking different. Yeah, the fox eye thing. Yeah, it's popular because of the Kardashians. And the reason I say that, oh my God, Arnold Schwarzenegger had a Caitlyn Jenner, whatever, a Caitlyn Jenner incident where he ran over a Prius in his big gas guzzling tank. Meanwhile, they blabber on about climate control. Climate control. That's interesting. But the Kardashians, I want everybody to Google their pictures. Like they were at best okay looking. A couple of them, maybe that who's the oldest daughter? Courtney, not the tall one. Kim, the one that never does plastic surgery, the one that was married to Scott Disick, that one. She looks like she's the same and she's an okay looking woman. But the rest of them, I'm like, you know, you don't even look like yourselves and people admire that and that's fine. But yeah, I'm not taking it as a beauty standard. Yeah. Yeah, the one natural sister is okay looking, but she looks different. Like Kim was okay looking, but they all had the weird face, you know. They just had a weird face. And Cher looks like she's had too much done. And I guess that's her choice. She's in her 70s, so she can do whatever, and it doesn't fucking matter. Mick Jagger's had no plastic surgery done. If we're going down that road, Mick Jagger has had no plastic surgery. Has he? I can honestly say that. None. So good for him. Men don't feel the same kind of pressure we feel to do it. I don't know that Cher looks okay. She looks very, yeah, odd. She looks odd and she seems odd to me. No, not Ken. No, it's not Kendall. Yeah, I know. Cher's like, she's the same age as John. So she's a Taurus. She's born in 46. So, and she's got a fifth house Saturn, if I remember correctly. Can't remember her rising, but I can remember the chart. Anyway, yeah, men don't feel the same. Men think that they're like James Woods thinks that he's all that and he can get a 24-year-old, which he can, but what the fuck is that about? Okay, money maybe, but really? Like, I don't know what to say to that. Like, what is that about? Demi Lovato is definitely having a breakdown. She's what is she? Non-binary. Okay, first of all, whatever that means, you don't want to be labeled. That's too bad. You're a girl. You were born a girl, unless you weren't. So maybe she wasn't. I don't know. I had my breast implant. I was poisoned. Yeah, breast implants. I'm not removing my breast implants. Sorry, I cannot remove my breast implants. It's the part of my body I really like. When I look in the mirror and I see my breasts, I'm like, yeah, I like them. Sorry, it's true. So I understand doing that. I love my breasts. I am so happy I have them because otherwise I feel like I would look weird. So, and I had them before. These are just not as annoying as the ones that I breastfed with, but I like them. So when I'm naked and I go by the mirror and I see them, I'm like, I like them. And that's sick. I'm sick because I should like myself without them. But the truth is I like my breast implants. So, sorry. I also like my straight teeth. So I got to go back and get my retainer fixed because, whatever. I also like makeup and I like my bleach. So I'm not going to get rid of any of those. But maybe I'm programmed to think that that's good. I love them too. Maybe I'm programmed to think that this is what is attractive. Maybe it's not attractive. Maybe I'm an idiot who's completely brainwashed. But I cut do yours hurt your back? My breasts make my bread. I'll admit when I'm hiking and I'm wearing 2 bras and I'm going in altitude, ask Maya. Me and Maya go up and just before I'm about to hit the top, yeah, my retainer, this is not, whatever. This one's bucking out. I used to have a retainer behind it, but I kept breaking it. Ooh, 36 DD natural. Awesome. I know, it's just, you know what I wish though? If I had a body and could pick a body, I would pick a tall, angular body, athletic body. Because wearing those 2 bras up in the altitude just makes you think you're a stuffed sausage. And you're just like, oh my sausage God, what happened? So I always have to take it off, right? Just take it off. Well, Saturn return, that's a good thing. I'm a 34D. I was a 36C before my breast implants. And so now I got a chest full of breast. Whatever. That's it. And I first got them at 20. I second got them in 2003, changed. And now it's about time to do it again. That's what they don't tell you. You have to do it. They don't last a lifetime. And then I'm afraid if they take them off, what if they sew me up and I'm flat chested? I don't want that. Maybe I do. I definitely choose to be a few inches taller so I could reach stuff. Oh, I have a stepping stool in my kitchen so I can get up there. But I have to watch it because I never look to see that it's totally pulled out. So, no, I'm not taking them off, but they will switch. I love my 34Ds. I'm a 32 triple D now. So I was always big. I mean, I'm going to post on Instagram my 15-year-old picture. I had a great body. I don't know. After I quit stripping, I put in implants. Don't ask me why. I stripped with my natural body. Not one thing changed about me. So, but now I'm used to these babies. These are my babies. I own them and I paid for them. And no one told me to do it either. I'm just like, I'm going to do it. But anyway, I cut my hair off because so many men silicone. I had the silicone in my 20s. I like the silicone. They don't look fake. They don't just randomly leak and you don't have a little valve that you can pump them up with. I did not. I'm 5'10" in heels. Oh my God. I'd love to be 5'10". I'd be rocking it naked. Okay. Sorry. Just my brainwashed self. See, we don't really know what is what, but I can tell you if you want to fix something on yourself, fix something. Obviously, fix something. Fix whatever you want, but be careful with going overboard. A lot of these beautiful girls in their 20s, and they are beautiful. If you are youthful, you are beautiful. You know what I mean? You are gorgeous, and they are fucking with themselves. How about he died young? He played Hannibal in Hannibal Rising. Oh my God, I don't even know who that guy is. Thank you for the super chat. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I watched the original with Anthony Hopkins, but I didn't ever watch it again because I saw one thing with Ray Liotta. Must have been the TV show where they cut his brain and eat it, and I felt like they do this in real life. So I was like, okay, so I was like, no. Advice for your Saturn return. Here's the thing to understand about Saturn, and I'm going to say this again. You reap as you shall sow. Do not get mad at me about that. Your Saturn return, when you come up on it, if you are going to live, not die, okay, like if you're going to live, meaning you're not going to be like Keith and die or whoever and die. If you live, okay, into your Saturn return and you're meant to go on, then you will find that what you've done up until then, you reap as you shall sow. So it's very specific. You will learn the lessons that you put other people through. You will be ripped apart from those people you consider close, those people that are family and friends, those people who are blocking you from your path. So your drug dealer, your weed dealer, your fucking whoever, you'll be pulled away. Your narcissistic parents. You probably shouldn't get married until after the age of 30 because you do not even know what you want because you have not gone through your Saturn return. And in astrology, it can be very interesting because it can be the lessons that you put other people through coming back to you. You will feel disconnected, but you are developing into the flower that is you. So you've been a seed all the way along. You've listened to your family or your friends, like maybe you're a gangbanger and you don't have a strong dad at home. So you think drugs, robbery, and MS-13 in it all over the valley is a good thing. So maybe that's what you think. When you hit your Saturn return, there's several ways that could go in that kind of an example. You could OD and live. You could get in an accident and be crippled. You could end up in jail for like a life sentence and have to learn it. Well, they're in the valley, Jared. Come on. They're just down the street. The Vineland Boys, the MS-13. Yeah, it's part of our neighborhood. And it's fine because they're not the ones in trailers all over the place going to the bathroom on the sidewalks. But I mean, we live amongst them and that's true. But it's interesting. It's very interesting because the Saturn return, you reap as you shall sow. Now, my Keithy was born, well, actually, Keithy was born, our Saturns are conjunct in Pisces. So Keithy came out, still it was a wide degree, but anyway, Keith came out prior to my Saturn return and Jimmy died in my Saturn return. So I birthed it and deathed it in my Saturn return. Got married, 34, divorced. Good for you for divorcing at 34. Yeah, I got married at 24, but was with John from 21 and separated at 53. Not legally divorced yet, but separated because you know why? I'm a Leo, I'm loyal, and I had kids. And I damn well thought I could make it work, which we're good friends, but I can't make it work when you annoy me with the color of the sky being a different color than it is. I cannot. Anyhow, that's it. My kids were growing, and that's it. So I left when my kids were grown. 33 years though, like literally. And I'm allowed to make a different decision. I'm allowed to grow in a different way. I am. Yeah, I wouldn't have left because of cheating. There's nothing I would have left because I didn't want to leave my kids because they love their father and they listen to their father. And I just didn't want to risk them not being in my life. So I didn't leave until they were 24 and 27. So I made a choice to leave at that point because they were adults and I was still treating them like they were children. And I moved out. And they were mad at me. So Keith died mad at me. Yes. Yes, yes. But my Saturn return, his brother died. So that was a problem. That wasn't really my karma, but I had to deal with that karma. So that was Saturn in the 8th. Caretaking somebody else's responsibility, Saturn in the 8th, their child. So my stepson died in my Saturn return. Anyhow, that's what happened. So, and that was the beginning. And I had postpartum and all that. Anyway, my life blew up for a good chunk of time, but then I got it back. So there, you divorced. Yeah, because you're before 30, you don't know what you do not know what you want. Like, you should not get married, really, because you don't even know who you are till after your Saturn return. You do not know your strengths or weaknesses. If you're 20, you don't even know who the fuck you are. If you're coming from trauma, if you ran away from home and you come from trauma and you're in the sex industry, you do not know who you are, okay? You do not know your strength. You have no self-esteem. You have none of that. Thank you for saying that. You have none of that. You just don't. Your second Saturn return is like, you're going to die soon, so you better do what you want to do. You have none of that. And you're not more worldly if you're in the sex industry, in spite of what these stupid fucking men say, who are misogynistic pigs and narcissists. You're not more worldly. The reason you're in the sex industry is because you were sexually abused in childhood. But according to men in strip clubs, they're like, no, she's going to college to be a doctor. Shut up. That's the dumbest thing in the fucking world. Some maybe, but very few. I knew a lot of strippers. None of them are doctors yet, okay? A couple of bodybuilders, but other than that, shut up. Yeah. Shut up. Shut up. So when you're coming out of that, how are you? I know, right? Oh, that stripper's different. She's just earning money so she can go, to medical school. She's not going to medical school, you dumb fucking ass. She's taking your money while she puts a table there, dances for you. You tip her. She's telling you that because it makes her look good so you don't call her a fucking whore and mock her and try to rape her ass. You think she's a fucking doctor. Yeah. Yeah, sure she is. Okay. Do you know how often I heard that? And I'm like, oh, so now you're insulting me because I was just a stripper? I had nothing. When they said, what are you doing? I'm like, I got nothing for you. I got nothing for you. Taking my top off. You got $10? That's about how it went. Anyway, that's what I'm doing for you. Oh my God. Or to be a lawyer. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck? Anyway, I just can't. I have so many stories from those clubs. You just don't know. Yeah. Cake and ice cream at 60. Yeah. Screw eating well. I'm waiting to get there. As soon as my Leo vanity gets out of the way. Second Saturn return is probably when you realize you don't have that much time left. Like, meaning you're at an age. So like, if there's something you want to do, you should do it. That's what you should do. Lady Gaga, I have no other idea. Bartender. Yeah, former bartender in the strip club. There you go. We all know it. We think these men are fucking stupid, okay? And they're not. I mean, they're not all stupid. I very much thought my husband was intelligent, and I liked him because he was older with wisdom, so I will tell you that. But I'm going to say it again, ladies. Do not marry a man you meet in a strip club. Just don't do it. Or men, don't be in the strip club and marry that person, because you will set yourself up to a lifetime of addiction and crap. And men who are misogynists because they only went in there for a drink. They only went in there to talk to the bartender. They're only in there playing pool. No, they're perverts with a sex problem, and they probably have a porn addiction, possibly an opiate addiction, cocaine addiction, and they can't fucking handle life, and they have no hobbies of their own, so that's what they do. Just fucking letting you know. Yeah. There you go. So oh my God, Saturn in Scorpio. How bad is that? No, Saturn in Scorpio is not bad. Saturn in Scorpio is an interesting mix of conservative and life lessons, changing one's life through sex, death, taxes, metaphysical, all of those kinds of things. So Saturn, restriction, karma in the sign of Scorpio. Think about that. The metaphysical, the spiritual, the psychic, all of those things, Mindy. Think about it. Saturn in Virgo is a tough one. What do you think about, wait, I got to ask that. Saturn in Virgo is tough. It's very, wait, hold on. Oh my God. Oh, okay. I don't even know where that went. Wait, somebody served drinks. I served shots and it was for three. Wait, I served shots at a strip club for 3 days. The second day, they coerced me onto the stage, left before my third shift was over, couldn't stand it. Well, April, good for you. I wasn't quite that smart. I was plotting everybody's death behind their back. No, I thought it was funny. I used to do in the Valley, they used to have the dance contest. So I'd come in, I'd work a few hours before I got trapped, like a marriage at a particular bar. I traveled all over the States and I just did the contest. So like you go in and everybody puts up money and they have the strip contest. You come in, you strip. And if they like you, they hire you. So that's the kiss of death, because I could just go in and work 3 days a week, clean up the cash and leave. As soon as you agree to the contract and to work in the club. So you were very smart, April. Yeah, very smart. Again, I was 14 when I started. So yeah. And John's always like, well, you were responsible for that. I'm like, was I really? He's like, well, you had to have ID. And I'm like, so what if I did? They couldn't tell I was 14. Well, some girls look older than their age. It's not really the man's fault, isn't it? Is it not? Do you say it's not? Really? Okay. Sure. Anyway, yeah. Well, because I left home. How are you going to make a living? How are you going to make a living? So ask yourself how you're going to make a living. I was a baby, but apparently a worldly baby. I know. It's just a way of calling me a whore again. I understand when men do it. The optimum, when they talk like that, the secret is they're calling you a whore. Just know that. Look for it, ladies, because they do it, especially when they've come out of, I've dated Cancers and Leo. It was awful. Bad match. Yeah, it is a bad match. They did. They don't care. They don't care till Tracy Lords. I've told that thing. I just found you are, yeah, I am a psychic now. God forbid I be a stripper at 55. Can you imagine? Hi, I'm the grandma stripper. I don't think so. Yeah, exactly. Well, Tracy Lords was the one that actually caused the problem. Now, what's up with Jenna Jameson right now with her body? What's up with that? She can't walk or whatever. Could it be MS? I wonder if they've checked her for MS. They said Bell's palsy, but I'm wondering if it's MS. Yeah, Granny's shaking. I can't even fucking go. I'd punch someone in the face. Like, seriously, I'd punch them in the face. I'd have to go into being a dominatrix right now with my attitude. Quite frankly, I should have been a dominatrix, really. Yeah. Tater tots. Exactly. So anyway, I did a video on Elisa Lam. Yes. Could you work at Claremont? No, I can't. Well, whatever Jenna is, why are her legs like that? I don't think she's a man. I mean, I saw her in a bikini naked, not naked, with pregnant, pardon me. So, I could start. I can't. I just can't. I mean, I just couldn't. I'm like too up in my head. I'm totally up in my head, and I'm too think in my head that if they were looking at me, I'd be like, hey, eyes up here. The fuck are you looking at? Of course, I'd be out there naked, screaming at them for looking at me naked. Yeah, no, I'm wondering if she has MS, because she's saying she can't walk, but they keep saying they checked her for Bell's palsy, and I'm thinking it's MS, right? Wait, Jenna was addicted to oxys. Oh, it could be from that. The oxys. Well, of course she was. She was in the fucking porn industry. The porn industry is hideous. And then the men call you whores. What are you looking at, men on the porn and in the strip clubs? Kidney failure. Is it kidney failure with her? What are these men looking at? What are they looking at? Yeah, no, they did. They said it's not Guillain-Barré syndrome or whatever that is, which is like Bell's palsy. They're saying it's not that. So I'm wondering if it's MS. The other thing I'm wondering, with certain actresses that are all getting MS, I have wondered if MS, and I'm being serious, this is just my theory, I know, if Jason ever hears this, he'll be like, oh God, Mom, shut the fuck up. But remember, when you're in the strip club, you're looking at somebody's mother. Just saying, one day. So when you're calling her a whore, slapping her face, and lying about just playing pool in the strip clubs, I just went in there to play pool with my friends. Really? It wasn't about sex. Really? You're delusional. You're mentally ill. Pick a pool hall, not a strip club. Asshole. Okay. So anyway, and I am talking to many of my family members when I say that. I know I'm just playing billiards. You dumb motherfuckers. Anyhow, they're so dumb. They're so dumb. They're in so denial. They're in such denial with who they are. It's fucking funny. Okay, sorry. I must stop. Okay. Yeah, or somebody, yeah, or as somebody's daughter. Yeah, well, you're probably trying to fucking watch one of your suit and tie wearing neighbor's daughter because he's been fucking his daughter for years. That's what you're watching. It's so misogynistic. It's just so, I don't know what the word is. Anyway, we have to please men. No, bitch, you dance for me. No, I don't want to see no male strippers either. I have one male stripper friend. Oh my God, that's crazy. He just sent me a message on the messenger right now. He's in his 60s now. But he loved his Chippendale days, okay? He loved being a dancer. He was, yeah, Chippendales. He loved his Chippendale days. And he was great at it. And he traveled all over. So good for him. It's different for men, maybe. You know, I don't know. Different. Anyway, no, you know what I'm thinking with the multiple sclerosis? And I've been thinking about this. What if they put substances in our food that are of the flesh? You know what I'm saying? Substances in our food that are of the flesh. So what if a lot of us are eating fleshy type food? You know, I love the real Chippendales. You probably saw my friend. He's close to 60, or he's 60 right now. Anyway, and he's straight. So he says. No, he's married with kids and everything. That doesn't mean anything in California, but I do think he's straight. He's probably the only straight Chippendales dancer, I'm thinking. Okay, so anyway, not the point. I digress again. I digress. What if they're eating things in their food that is of human taste? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I looked at a couple of actresses, and I was at a party with some very famous actresses that have MS. And when I looked at their bodies, two of them, very famous young ladies, I don't know if they're 40, maybe 40 and under. One of them was a former client of mine. I'm not going to say their names, but two of them. And I got the grossest feeling, like my stomach was so upset. And I thought at that time, and this was maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, could have been. I thought at that time, maybe they're eating too much of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? So I wondered if too much of that in the food is a problem. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering about it. So I think maybe they partake in hamburgers that aren't like good, is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know though. This is just my, like, what is causing that? What are they putting? Because it's happening more and more, and they do put things in our food. That's why little Billy Gates with the sweater and the boobs, that's why he brought up, but yes, Kuru. Yes, I was wondering if it's a form of that, and I'm not even fucking joking. Who knows what they put in things? Okay. Yes, but I'm wondering if that's actually what MS is. How many people actually have MS, the actual description of MS, versus something else through whatever they put in our food? And I really do wonder about that. Like, maybe it's better to eat red food coloring, right? Someone said earlier, the flu shots. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. You know, Billy Man Boobs Gates with a sweater. And what is with Tom Hanks? Yes, exactly, in the McDonald's. What is with Tom Hanks talking about, like, why is he giving life advice? Why is Hanks giving life advice? Why doesn't he just eat shit and shut up? Nobody wants to see little Private Ryan or whatever his fucking name is, or little castaway boy in his loin. Do you know what he was doing on the Castaways? I can't watch the movie anymore. And I really like the movie because he physically transformed himself. So I love any kind of athlete who will go from being a chubby mother to a very ripped person on a Castaway. But first of all, Wilson the Ball, frazzle drip. And then when he's stabbing the fish and they kept showing the fish, Albert Fish, Madonna singing about the fish, then I'm like, fuck you, and pulling out the fuck you, I don't want to do it. That's it. I know, playing with Wilson, right? Yeah, well, I just saw him on something. I can't look on my text, but that's what I was saying. Yeah, well, that's what the ball is. I mean, so once I know that, I don't want to do that. Yeah, he was stabbing the fish, Albert Fish. Yeah, and Madonna's singing about fried fish. I want fried fish. Shut up, Madonna. I know what you're doing. Yeah. Anyway, I know Chad Hanks is like, you know what he is? He's like a in your face kind of weirdo. Look, I'm Illuminati. Yeah, you are. You wouldn't have a job otherwise unless your father was who he is, you little weirdo. Yeah, ringing in the ears is conversations coming. I don't was movie anymore. You don't watch them. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, Madonna looks interesting. I mean, she is in her 60s. I don't know what to say about that. What about med beds? You know, I'm not so familiar. People swear by them, but people swear by them. I think Madonna's just had that weird surgery. Like everything is going up here. Her ass is going down though. Because she put that shit in her ass. You know, where is the moon? I have no idea today where the moon is. I did not look. No clue. Shall we look? I don't know. I don't keep track every day because some days I just want to be a person. That's why I don't care. Because really, quite frankly, what good does it do me to know what the moon is in? Sorry, I'd be an asshole and say that. Yeah, Madonna looks kind of weird. Let's look. What day is this? Is this, what is this? Sunday? Moon's in Libra. Thank you. See, I don't even know what day this is. It is the 23rd. Moon's in Libra. Moon is in Libra. There you go. And then tomorrow, Mars enters Capricorn. Moon's VC at 5:10 p.m. Void of course moon. And then we have a 10:57 Scorpio moon. So there you go. There we go. There we go. Okay, are we in the end of times? I fucking wish we were in the end of times. I doubt it. I doubt any of us talking here are going to see anything go on, honestly. We're just seeing a crap. Well, sorry, we are going to see the takedown of the United States of America. And remember, in England, they're lifting this and they're lifting that. Remember what happens after they lift all of that shit. A bunch of other shit that you don't want to deal with. So they're going to lift it, then they're going to blame us for whatever, and then they're going to shut us down again. Do not think you're getting out of this. You are not getting out of this. This is Agenda 2030. They literally took David Icke off the internet. They took David Icke off the internet and banned him from countries. Of course, Justin Castro is on vacation with his family. What a little fucking soy boy. That guy's a soy boy. Can you imagine being married to him? Wouldn't you just want to punch him in the face? Yes, I am violent. Wouldn't you want to just hit him? Like, just shut up. Oh, they'll try to do everything to us. So you just have to really have faith. And when they talk about, being lifted up through the energy, it has more to do with the way you think. Because we are souls. Therefore, the physical may die here, but the soul will elevate. So, yeah, I just don't know what to say. What does it? Multiple sclerosis, MS, multiple sclerosis. So some people probably have it, but I just, when I looked at these actresses, got really the fuck creeped out by them thinking they were eating flesh of a HUMAN nature. You know, the cannibal shit. Yeah, well, V probably does it. Remember his girlfriend committed suicide with the red scarf. Gotta be the red fucking scarf. Like the red scarf. I just happened to find a red scarf and hang myself from the red scarf. Telltale sign. Red flag, red scarf. Yeah, Madonna's better than Pelosi, but Pelosi's 83, Madonna's 63. Like when you're in your 80s, there's like a difference, like you are old. So yeah, thank you for the super chat. You are old when you're in your 80s, and she is old, but she's also drunk. So maybe Pelosi looks good. She's preserved. Yeah. So there you go. Nobody should be running. Oh, please. Biden, Trump, all of them. They're all old white men with a token woman in there, still white. What's that about? I can't. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I went on another rant. I should not put a title on my videos because I'm just a weirdo. Yeah, I did a video on Kate Spade. I did a video on her. She was very strong. She's pickled, Pelosi. She probably has dementia. Remember this, if you go to a strip club to play pool and you go there more than once, you like the sex. Deal with it. You have a problem. You want to seem like a big guy to a bunch of women who want your money because you can't play with women on an equal playing field. That's just my peace out words. Don't come for me. Don't hate me. Okay. Bye, you guys. Bye, you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.